Stones. Laura, he was one of Pep's first signings. Almost as well feels like he's one of the... Talk about Pep reinventing football. Arguably one of the players that kind of reinvented the centre-half position. How good has John Stones been?
He's been amazing for the club. And centre-half, I think he's right back, centre-mid. He's played in all these different positions. Pep's kind of tinkered with his style a lot. And, yeah, he's just... When you think of City, he's probably one of the players you automatically think of. Straight away.
Yeah. And I always think back as well, and everyone talks about this, the Champions League final performance against Inter Milan. I mean, he played the position you know more well. How difficult is it to be a centre-half and then do what he did that night and play centre midfield?
I think that just shows so much of his technical and tactical ability.
Yeah.
And that to go into one of the biggest games and do that is incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, this is actually a question for you both as well, because I was lucky enough, me, Nat and Steph were talking to John after the game. Obviously, he was actually quite emotional, because obviously for him as well, similar to you, knows his time's coming to the end, but the love and adoration he has for the club and the fans is something that, I mean, as a fan, I just love. But to really feel that from a player, and I think you guys have felt this, that he appreciates the special place that City is and what it's given to him, is he?
Yeah, and I think football, people say, like, there's no loyalty in football, but there is, because when a player like John Stones makes the decision to go to a club like Manchester City, obviously he'd been headhunted to come to this club from Everton. You know, he's so much potential, and that's what the club saw in him. To go and be that guy that's going to be, you know, one of the centre-backs to drive the club forward, to win trophies and to be a leader as well. And I think it's like, it's always a brave thing to do, to move clubs, to change, you know, your comfort zone, move out of, you know, what you're used to into something different. And it's always going to be a brave decision to jump ship and move. And for him to do it in the way that he's done it, take on board, like Coombsy said, the ideas, the philosophy of the manager, you know, the way that he's adapted his role, the way that he's sort of worn the shirt, worn the badge, become a fan favourite.
Yeah.
You know, that takes time, and obviously to then receive the validation of all the trophies he's won, the success he's had, the people he's met along the way.
Yeah.
I think it just makes you trust the process. And he made that decision, he did it, and look what he's achieved. And I think that's what Manchester City is all about, really.
Yeah, and it was so honest, and he said to us at the end of the game, he says, I actually just can't wait to actually be in the stands as a fan and feel that. And I just thought that kind of says everything. And what also says everything was, obviously, it was Pep that said that you and Bernardo have to lift the trophy, and another player, Laura. I mean, and I'm also doing this on every show till the end of the season. But what a servant and ambassador Bernardo Silva's been. And again, a player that's been so key to our success and to the way Pep's wanted to play.
Yeah, when I watch him play, I just think... Not only is he just an amazing player, but I just think he looks so good for the team and those around him. He just makes everyone look good.
Yeah.
And he's always popping up in the exact right area, making the right passes, making the right decisions with the ball. I think, yeah, City really locked out when they got him.
Yeah. Do you know, I was listening to the radio and I thought, I'd never heard this, but someone on the radio described him as an SOS player, in that he's the player for his, as you mentioned there, but for his teammates, will be the one to, like, can get people out of trouble. I always think back to when Kusanov started. That, as a teammate, that must be invaluable. Does it, that almost, like, it calms everyone else on the pitch?
When you've got people like that in the starting 11, for the younger players, even for more experienced players, you kind of, like you say, you feel that calmness because you think, well, if we get into anything, they're going to help us get out of it.
They'll be there.
And he's the experienced man.
Yeah, and he's absolutely the epitome of that. He's also the epitome of a player that you as a fan love, but all opposition fans don't love, because he's a cheeky chappy. And I've been playing some of his best bits, like, throughout his time at City. Let's take a look at a few more now. This is him, of course, as we know. He's almost like the kid in the playground in the... amongst the team. That's him getting scared by Ederson. There's just something so infectious about him, but you can see the love that his teammates have for him as well, is he?
Yeah, and I think, like, to be a winner, you also have to have a bit of an edge about you as well. And I think, I'm not going to say the word on TV, but it ends in housery. And I think that he is the epitome. And I think City, you need someone like that who's got that in them, that like you say, rouse up the opposition opponent a little bit, but he always does it to a safe line. He never steps over the line. He's always there or thereabouts. And I like that in him. And I think that's probably why he's been the captain this season. And I think, reading, what Pep said about him around driving standards and last season reflecting and going, maybe we were not all season at the correct standards of Manchester City, of what we want to be as winners. Yeah. And he's just taken it by a scruff of the neck this season. And the other thing about him is, Coombsy, the amount he runs in a game is not normal. No. Like Coombsy said, getting people out of situations, his lung capacity is through the roof. Yeah. And his ability to sustain that level of performance on a Wednesday, on a Sunday, and then a Wednesday, and then a Sunday. It's unbelievable because he's that good. Pep can't play it, not play him. No, of course. It's so important. But what's even madder than that is in his 9 years at Manchester City, he's only not been available for 9 games.
That's incredible.
I mean, you guys know. I mean, that just is almost this like, I don't want to say it again, but like that just seems to be completely almost like alien in a way, Laura. To know when you mean like not available 9 games. Few of them were also suspensions, by the way, not even injuries. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he must be the ultimate professional, must treat his body just perfectly off the pitch. And also you need a lot of luck to be available for that much as well. But it's full credit to him. He must get a lot of hours sleep. Yeah,
definitely big on the sleep. And is he as well, just, I mean, technically, how good is Bernardo Silva?
I don't know, like how, I can't find the words because obviously Coombsy plays, I've played the game, I coach the game now. When somebody has this much ability with a football, like, you're left speechless. And the way that this guy can dictate a football match, it's just unbelievable. I don't think I've seen many players. David Silva's done it. De Bruyne has done it. Yeah. In a City shirt. I mean, he's well up there in that cohort, without a doubt, in terms of being able to dictate the outcome of a game, dictate the rhythm of a game. Yeah. And dictate a result. He's unbelievable technically.
He is. He's absolutely everything. And we've got him for 2 more games. So let's make sure we enjoy and treasure every single one of them. Let's see what some of our fans, though, have made of Bernardo Silva and John Stones.
Welcome back to the Vitality Stadium. I have walked around the edge of the stadium, come over to where our fans will be singing loud and proud tonight. Thought it'd be nice to catch up with some fans, feel how the emotion is going. We've only got 2 more games with Bernardo Silva and John Stones. How are you feeling?
Sad. How do you feel?
Emotional. Yeah, it's sad. It's the end of an era, really.
It doesn't feel like they're actually going. I feel like I still don't quite believe it until it gets to next season and they're not there.
The same when the posts came up on Instagram, I was like genuinely took a breath and had to sit for a minute because they've both really cemented themselves as genuine fan favourites as well, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I mean everyone sings Johnny Stones, and Bernardo's been unbelievable especially stepped up last few years as well. But yeah, they're going to be missed.
They really are. You're going to sing loud and proud for them tonight?
Yes, definitely.
Hopefully we get a result, eh? How confident are you? No!
Confident.
No!
I'm confident.
He took a breath. Are you confident?
Yeah, why not?
Lovely to meet you. OK, I'm going to come down this way and just see if it speaks. Hello, sir. Would you mind giving us a little spin so I can see what... Bernardo. Oh, I'm loving this giant banana costume.
Before, and obviously he's gone now, so... And next year I think I'm going to be banana rubber. With Bernardo going, so I'll get myself a nice goalie shirt.
Oh, no, I love that.
Why not?
Someone's already done that, you don't know. So tell us about how much you love Bernardo Silva.
Oh, God, since he came from Monaco, he's just been unbelievable. He's just a workhorse in the midfield. He just doesn't give up, and that is what City's all about, not giving up, fighting to the end. He's brilliant. He's going to be so missed. It's unbelievable, but he's been such a good servant for the club. It's amazing.
I know. I was so emotional when the post came up, and then when Johnny Stones came up as well, I thought I can't take this anymore.
I know. Well, Johnny Stones again, treble season, unbelievable, stepping into the midfield. He's just another level. And he's had his injuries and stuff the last couple of seasons, but he's still been there, got that header to beat Wolves and things like that. He'll be sorely missed. And his song. Everyone loves his song. I love it.
We'll still sing it, like we do, Ya Ya and co.
Bit of Aguero down there, so yeah, definitely.
Well, so I love your fancy dress costume. Thank you very much.
No worries. And I love your YouTube channel and your Facebook stuff and your posts and things, so...
you.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And you've been a lifelong City fan as well. So.
Really have, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Hiya. Oh, you can have a quick picture. Oh, you want to have a quick picture while I'm filming? Let's do it. Come on. Wait 1 second, everybody. We're having a quick picture. What's your name?
Lucas.
Lucas. Nice to meet you, Lucas. Nice to meet you, everyone. Okay. Hiya, you're right. Right, let's come along. Where are we going? We're going down here to speak to this gentleman. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Ben.
Oh, where are you from?
Seattle.
What? Okay. Have you come over for the game, or are you over here for work?
I'm over here for vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you timed it with this?
Yeah, pretty crazy timing.
And are you going on Sunday to the game as well, or is...
No. I got to go to a wedding in France, so I'm over here just for the game.
Somebody's getting married on the last day of the Premier League season.
I guess so.
Okay, well, tell us, when did you become a City fan? How did you become a City fan?
I think it was back when I was in middle school. I think 12, 13. Some about the blue kit and just the way that the team functioned on and off the field was really appealing to me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's it. So how many years now have you been a Blue?
10 years. Yeah.
10 wonderful years. And most of the time Bernardo Silva's been there that you've supported us. How much are you going to miss him?
Oh, I'm going to miss him a lot. No one plays a better ball through the back line than Mr. Silva. But just, one of the greats and always a joy to watch on the pitch.
It's lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoy your trip. And when your friends are getting married, just have the game on your phone like that. Lovely to meet you. Oh, see, everybody's in great spirits down here, emotional about the thought of Bernardo Silva and John Stones leaving. Of course, this is going to be their last away game in front of these fans tonight, and then we'll get to celebrate them on Sunday as well. But I'm going to go back down there and chat, because these guys are fun down there. So back to the studio. See you later.
See you soon for some final thoughts. Not long to go. We've got just under 25 minutes till kick-off down at Bournemouth. Starting 11 is on your screen there. We were just getting our fans' thoughts on Bernardo Silva and John Stones. And the club have been doing some extra special stuff as well to celebrate the two legends. They recently created this iconic Oasis picture, which went down an absolute treat. And then not only that, Izzy, word on that?
Class. And ironic, the sponsor being Brother.
Yeah.
They're like brothers, aren't they?
They are like brothers indeed. Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great picture.
Great picture. Now, not only that, we have got a very special and limited edition pub opening in Manchester. So the times and dates are Thursday the 21st of May, 4 till 11, 22nd of May, 23rd of May, and Sunday the 24th, game day of Aston Villa. It'll be open 12 till 8, and it is called the Stones and Silver. So if you're in Manchester, even if you're not going to the game, get on down. It's literally just down the road from Manchester Piccadilly. So 12 till 8 p.m. on Sunday the 24th and 12 till 11 on Saturday the 23rd. And FG is going to be live from there on Sunday, and I'll be trying to get down there maybe on Saturday, because I'll be working on Sunday and I will not have a pint till after I finish work. Right, let's hear from another man who's been in imperious form, particularly in this back end of the season, none other than Jeremy Doku. Here he is giving us his thoughts on his impressive form this season.
I feel like has been an improvement compared to last season. Still not quite yet where I can be. I still have a lot of room of improvement to do. But when I look at the season, I feel like, I'm at a good place. I'm at a good place. Improvement of last year. I'm always critical towards myself, but I know that this season I've shown a bit more that I'm up there.
Jeremy Doku there speaking about his improvement in form. I mean, it was only not too long ago, 2023, when he assisted 4 and scored 1 against Bournemouth. Where has his game improved? And also, even listening to say there to go like, there's still so much more that he can improve on. It feels, the sky's the limit, and he has been, for me, probably the best or one of the best wingers in Europe this season.
Without a doubt, I agree with you. Shock horror, I agree with you in your footballing opinions.
Thank you, Izzy.
Always top class, Kel.
Thank you,
and I think that last season, obviously, he needed a year to embed into a City shirt, into the team, into the style. And this season, if you ask me where he's improved, his output's improved. More goals, more assists, and 2 goals against Everton. like absolutely outstanding, like absolute worldies. We're talking about somebody who, you know, he's constantly in really tough battles with fullbacks. Whoever's up against him, you face a huge challenge. How do you deal with him? How do you defend him? Do you go really tight? Or do you let him run at you? Obviously, probably the latter's probably not the best idea, but if you go really tight, he's got the ability to wriggle out of any sort of pressure, and often teams double up on him.
Yeah.
So he's often evading 2-3 players at once. He's so strong. His low centre of gravity, there's his first one against Everton on his left foot, and just popping up in those moments, big player, big moments, and, you know, adding again to that massive threat that the front line is.
When he talks about them improvements, Laura, and, you know, like you say, you spoke about it for yourself and you'll have seen it. For fans, it's not something that just happens. It's work behind the scenes that goes into helping him make those marginal improvements that get him to where he's at today.
100%. I think the way City play, he obviously has amazing things he's good at, but he'll have to adapt his game slightly to the City model. And like he said, that took some time. Obviously, when he first came, he was learning what he needed to do. But yeah, his output is crazy, and sky's the limit for him.
And do you know, when I think Pep's mentioned this as well, like, and I don't know if you've seen it with players as well, when they take a step up to go, I'm going to be that big game player. Is that just a confidence thing? Is that an experience thing? Because he says that's when you kind of then go, all right, if a match needs winning or a couple goals, I'm going to be the person to get it.
Yeah, and I think often, like, in tight situations, like the context of that Everton game, last minute, it was very last second of the game, wasn't it? And, like, it's often like a mental thing. Like, the ability to score a goal won't just disappear and it won't just arrive. You have to work on it. But to be in the moment to score a goal like that, you have to be, like, mentally really, like, in a good place, because you don't get too carried away with the emotion, you don't get desperate, but you have that ability to apply the right amount of composure in that moment when your team really needs it.
Yeah.
And, like, the amount of bodies in that box against Everton that he's shaped the ball around to get into the back of the net, like, it requires such composure and just clarity in your head. And I think that's what he's needed time to develop, is, like, clarity on his role. In that sort of left-hand side, which sounds bizarre to say because he's a winger, but to learn a role in a City team, it's a much harder job. Grealish had it when he arrived from Villa. He needed a little bit of time to embed, and when he had that second, third season, he was flying. So and Doku's similar in the way that he's needed a bit of time, but he's a machine, and the exciting thing is he has nowhere hit the levels that I think he could reach. He could become unstoppable.
And also, and this is an obvious question, Laura, but confidence is such a key part. And I don't know, when I think back through, you know, even just seasons, say, in the Premier League, you know, or like Foden's Player of the Year season, it just felt any time he got the ball on his left, back of the net. Salah, that season he had for Liverpool, was just... And you'll have seen it as well. I mean, I think of it, you know, look at Bunny Shaw, obviously she's got the top goal scorer again, but there's like a place that players hit when it just feels like they can do no wrong. But that is also confidence. Definitely.
I think that you start seeing slight improvements, and that's when the confidence builds. And once you're in that spot, like you say, you feel slightly invincible. You just want the ball all the time. You're not scared to try new things that maybe you wouldn't want to try a few weeks back. And you think, well, if it doesn't come off, it is what it is. But yeah, he really looks like he's in that place now. He just wants the ball all the time. And I think defenders even know what he's going to do, and they still can't. They still can't handle him. So
can't stop him at all. And he does feel like he's in flow state. And also, and Pep's really kind of spoke so highly about him, Savinho, actually, I think in the last few times as well, has looked a threat, but there's almost, and obviously he's a different player, but you can look to Doku as well and go, you see what Doku's done. Savinho also, I think, has that potential and can go, well, I can try and emulate that.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, Pep can only pick 11 players and you can only pick 2 wingers, essentially, in the team. So that competition for places is huge, and Doku is the perfect example of a player in form, a player who's worked really hard to get to that point where he's in the form that he's in right now. And obviously the Marmoush, whether Marmoush plays down the middle or off either side, he's another player who's provided, but maybe, you know, will be pursuing that consistency that Doku's had. in the same bracket as Savinho as well.
Yeah.
Like, all top players. It's just finding that breakthrough and keeping it there.
Keeping it there.
Yeah.
And, well, in doing so, he has been shortlisted as one of our players of the season. Our shortlist was voted for you, by you, our City fans, and you will also be choosing then who you want to win. Our final three are Jeremy Doku, Kusanov and Nico O'Reilly. I mean, I think Nico O'Reilly as well definitely could be the Premier League Young Player of the Year. Just a quick word, would you have a favourite out of them, Izzy?
Nico O'Reilly, but we're missing a player off there.
Go on.
Bernardo Silva.
You said it,
But
not me.
Nico O'Reilly's been Mr. Consistent. Big goals as well. Cup final goals.
Yeah, very true.
For me, he's been.
Laura, do you have a favourite?
I love Kusanov. I think he's... when I just see him steaming back and beating players that have had sort of a 5-yard advantage on him, I just think, wow, he's incredible, and his passing ability, I think, has seriously improved as well.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Right, well, there you are. You can cast your vote over on the Manchester City website. We're going to get final thoughts. Not before, though, we've heard one more time from Nat and Michael Brown down at Bournemouth.
I've got to tell you, the atmosphere inside the Vitality Stadium is amazing. The DJ here is playing some serious tunes. You can see the team just behind us. They are just finishing their warm-up. We're a few minutes now till kick-off. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I love this part of the warm-up, the last little bits, the detail, the focus. You just start to look at a few little people who start to organise when you say to your teammates, what about this? Can you do that? Getting yourself in the mindset. Just watching a bit of the shooting there, just getting focused, getting a feel for the pitch, your surroundings, and they know it's game on now.
Oh, yes. Where do you think the key battles are going to take place on the pitch tonight?
Well, I think you look at their attacking options wide. I think they're going to test us, and still our fullbacks can literally be really high. You can see Nico O'Reilly can drift in the pitch, so it's still getting that little bit of shape right now.
Okay.
And I think Kovacic, where are we going to see Kovacic, Rodri? What's Bernardo's role today? Pep's always got a little surprise for us. We were just having a little chat. He was just staying out the way, wasn't he, there? Just having a little look, having a think about things. What's his role going to be? Can he be the match winner? At the top of the pitch, we've got the big man, haven't we? Erling Haaland, you would expect him to be in and around it. Can Doku really be convincing? Semenyo, we can go on. But it's set up nicely, but we're going to have to be ready for the pace that they come at us. Really fit team.
I mean, they're on this unbelievable unbeaten record, and we know how important this game is to us. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous. I just want to take it to the last day. I want to go into the last day knowing that miracles happen. It is that, we'll always be hopeful.
Do you know what? I've got a little bit of one of them that some people sort of think it's almost done. At Arsenal, it's a foregone conclusion that we've not got the title. You nearly got a little bit of a bit of the ball there, but for me, of course you would, yeah. Just put it right back in the net.
Yeah. I did a Semenyo.
Yeah, you did a Semenyo. What, like that? Yeah. Can you do it like that? Little Cruyff like that. Yeah. So do you know what? I think people just feel like it's gone already.
Yeah.
That dressing room, them
they
players.
Don't think that.
Pep Guardiola.
Never thinks that.
Let's do our job. Let's test them. They've not done it before. Give them something to think about, and this is where it's got to be today. We need the points. Doesn't matter how we get them. Just make sure we're going into that last day where anything can happen.
Completely agree. Have fun on commentary. This man is such a workhorse, by the way. He does all of this with us. He came to the beach, and now we're sending him up there to commentate as well. You a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll just be going for a nice cup of tea and a
so I go and get some sweets or something.
Yeah.
Just have a little sit down.
It's brilliant. Have it relaxed.
Kel, I've got to tell you, it's way easier being here than it is in the studio. No offence to Izzy and Coombsy there. But back over now to the studio. I'm going to go and get a brew. He's off to do co-coms.
Enjoy the brew. Alistair Mann will be alongside Michael Brown on commentary. I have to say, and that looks lovely down there, I'm very happy to be with Laura and Izzy this evening. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I want to know if Brownie's had a dip in the sea.
Yeah,
Cold water swim.
I'll tell you what, if not, he should do. Also,
100%.
he didn't stick out with that T-shirt, did he?
No,
he got that coat on. Right, we've got not long to go till we'll hand over to Mr. Michael Brown and Alistair Mann, who have got commentary. Let me recap you our starting 11. So it's on your screen. It's Donnarumma in goal, Núñez at right back. Then we've got Mark Gay and Kusanov at centre-half, Nico O'Reilly at left-back. In the midfield, it is Rodri. Kovacic makes his first league start alongside Bernardo Silva, and then a forward three of Semenyo, Doku and Erling Haaland. Semenyo spoke about his quite emotional returning. I mean, have you had that in your career when you've gone back to, obviously you will have done, a team that you played for? What is that like? One, just as a personal experience, but then also, are there chats in the dressing room if you go, now I can give you some insight on... Does that happen?
Not so much the insight, but the emotion, without a doubt, because, like, when you go back to your old club for the first time, like, you obviously see so many people that you don't always see. You see, sometimes you'll see the players, but, like, behind-the-scenes staff. And then all of a sudden, like, when you arrive at the game, you normally get there, like, an hour and a half before. All of a sudden, you have to go out and warm up, and you've just, for the last 45 minutes, been having so many conversations with people you want to catch up with. But actually, like, no, hang on a minute. I've got a game to play. And I'm playing, and I've got a role to do. So it's, you know, it's quite overwhelming, if anything. I think, obviously, this guy, Semenyo, he's so loved. You know, what a guy, really humble, top player. And obviously, you know, moving from Bournemouth to City, you know, the Bournemouth fans, I bet they give him such a brilliant reception. But it's business. And you have to find a way to separate the emotion from what the job is in hand, and he's in such a rich vein of form. Like, he'll fly out there today, I'm sure, but it's just removing that little bit of emotion at the start.
You mentioned there as well, actually, you know, separating the emotion. I guess there's something in that for both teams as well, Laura, because they're both playing for something. I mean, Bournemouth trying to secure a high upper place to maybe make the Champions League, City wanting to, of course, try and bring it to the last day. How do you go about doing that? Is it when you get on the pitch, just kind of calmness, get on the ball? What is the best way City could go about not letting the occasion get the better of them?
I think there'll be conversations about, we just need to stick to what we do best and play our way and not try and deviate from the usual game plan, because that's what's got them to this position, and they have to repay the faith in that is what's going to get them the result. I think there might be maybe some nerves, but like you said, they're just going to have to really try and remove the emotion as much as possible.
And also, is it, you know, when you're experienced players, I mean, the fact that, say, if, you know, maybe players even like Gay, who hasn't kind of been in these situations, having the likes of a Rodri, Bernardo, Kovacic, Haaland's done it, on the pitch, who have been in there, they're the players as well, I guess, that can give calm. Are they key in those kind of moments in those games?
Yeah, I don't know Rodri, but I could just imagine him just sat like, it's fine, it's going to be fine. Like, he just kind of oozes calmness, I think. And yeah, I think those type of characters are going to be really key tonight to keep everyone on the same page.
Bournemouth, we know the threat that they carry. I mean, Michael Brown was asked it. How can City go about getting a result against this Bournemouth team? And also, what do we have to be wary of?
We have to be wary of their transition, the counter-attack, because we will have a lot of the ball, I'd expect. I think, like Coombsy said, spot on it in terms of, like, it's going to be more of the same. The game plan, the way that City have looked in the last 15, 20 games has been very similar. They want to pin the opponent back. They want to keep moving the ball as much as they can to try and get somebody from the opposition team to just move out of their shape. Make one wrong move and then all of a sudden pounce on the mistake and then make something happen. So it's going to be about us suffocating them, but we have to be really wary of their transitional threat, their second ball threat. I think they're really good picking up loose balls and then making something happen. And their fullbacks are good. They get forward a lot. That's something for Semenyo and Doku to be aware of. So there's so many threats. They're such a good side, Bournemouth, but we're going to want to do, I mean, spot on what Coombsy said, more of the same. Why change the processes now? And
obviously Kovacic makes his first Premier League start. What will that midfield three look like? Because I can't remember actually seeing a Rodri, Bernardo and Kovacic play together.
Yeah, it's a really interesting. I'm really looking forward to watching that tonight, how that works, because my gut is Kovacic might be a little deeper, nearer Rodri, but then I'm like, well, no, Bernardo will be there. So I'll be really interested to see how that pans out this evening. Kovacic is such a goal threat as well. I think he's so good in and around the box as well, that late sort of surge into the box to arrive, you know, if needed. So yeah, I think there's such a good dynamic there, and obviously players on the bench that can come on. Cherki, Foden, Savinho can all be, you know, a big impact from the bench as well if needed. And I mean, Laura, you've just lifted that trophy to your right there. Can you remember in those final games, that you have to win or get that result? What was that like, and the energy that then got you to lift that trophy? Yeah, we spoke a lot about what we were just saying about the guys there just keeping the identity in games and just having trust in what's got us to this point. And I think that we
just managed to focus all our energy on playing the simple passes, not doing anything too crazy. And I think that in the big moments, that's what gets you over the line.
Yeah, there's going to be some big moments in this game for sure. Right, Izzy, Laura, thank you. Amazing. Loved that. It's absolutely flown by. Thank you to all of you for joining us as well. Make sure you get on the app for the commentary. Last thing, though, before I hand over to that, a prediction, please, Izzy. I'll start with you.
3-1 City.
Nice. 3-1, Laura.
I was going to go 2-1.
Cool. OK, lovely. The City wins the most important thing. Right, we'll be back at half-time and at full-time. Thank you again to my guests. Thank you to you for watching. Boys are in the tunnel, so last thing for me to say, come on, City.
The focus is really deep in the eyes of the players in the tunnel here at the Vitality Stadium. The determination, the will, the desire, you can see it etched across the faces of the players who are in the tunnel awaiting the signal to come out into the atmosphere. It is very much the time of the year when City seem to be at their brilliant best. They showed that again on Saturday at Wembley Stadium when they beat Chelsea. The signal is now to leave the tunnel and emerge into the Vitality Stadium ahead of a pivotal match. City have arrived at the Vitality Stadium this evening knowing that the equation is very simple now. If they fail to win either of their last two matches here at Bournemouth or against Aston Villa on Sunday, Arsenal will be crowned the Premier League champions. The Blues' motto for many years has been to fight until the end, and it's a guarantee that despite lifting the FA Cup at Wembley just 3 days ago, they will be scrapping for every ball tonight in pursuit of the title. This incredible group of winners, orchestrated by their inspirational leader Pep Guardiola, they know no other way. Their unquenchable desire to take the title race to the final day of the season will ensure that tonight's encounter will be a...
How are you feeling, Dee, after last night? I was going to text you at 0-0, but then I just thought if I do that, I know there's a goal going in.
So many people are putting pictures of what a film, Demolition Man. Where's Wesley Snipes, where's Dungarees?
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah, do you know what? The game again, I watched it a little bit nerve-wracking, if I'm honest, because again, Arsenal weren't at their free-flowing best. Although, listen, I'll stand by it. I know statistically that Wolves are bottom of the table. Wolves offer more than Burnley, I think. But once they went one up, and that was my only concern watching the game last night. How are Arsenal going to break this team down? I'm worrying about how Arsenal are going to break Burnley down. That doesn't make any sense to me. But once the goal goes in from Kai Havertz with a header, I felt very comfortable after that. Yes, he got away with it with the red card, because I thought it was a red card.
Of course it was.
Quite a nasty, vicious challenge out on the.
Why did he get away with that?
I have no idea. You have to ask the PGMO.
Do you think if the referee wouldn't have given him a yellow, he would have got a red?
Well, I almost feel like...
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I almost feel like it's a clear and obvious error. I think it's a red. So I think he could have gone to the screen and turned it. But listen, for me, perfect. Doesn't face me.
Yeah.
But no, the way Arsenal kind of played, and again, they were comfortable towards the end, but you were still a little bit nervous. But now it's just about one more game. Now I know it might be over tonight, but potentially Arsenal have got the two biggest games in the club's history.
Yeah.
Like, that statement might change, because if Bournemouth get a point tonight, then the Premier League game against Palace is a nothing game because Arsenal have already won the league.
Yeah.
But if Man City beat Bournemouth, Arsenal playing Palace and Arsenal playing PSG are the two biggest games in the club's history.
Yeah. Well,
Arsenal have never been in a position to win both.
Yeah, okay, on the bounce, yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
That's fair. Just going back to what you were saying about Kai Havertz should have been sent off, right? And people moaning about just 1-0 again to the Arsenal, right? And it's happened so many times.
It's the most ridiculous.
Well, what I was going to say was, right, I want to beat Arsenal with the stick because I know it upsets you and annoys you, and Martin Keown and the guys in the office. But what I will say, right, if I'm going to take my I want to annoy you Arsenal hat off, what I will say is any team that wins the Premier League, they get lucky throughout the season, right? They get lucky. Winning 1-0, you only need to win 1-0. It doesn't matter, 1-0 or 4-0, you still get 3 points.
Yeah.
And yes, they were incredibly lucky not to have Kai Havertz sent off. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. They got away with one. Other teams get away with one. I just think people should stop moaning about it was 1-0 and you got away with it. It's just over the course of a season, it doesn't iron itself out. No. But every team will have a little bit of fortune over the season.
Well, again, I was looking at a couple of stats. Like Arsenal have won 8 Premier League matches this season, 1-0. Right?
Yeah.
They're second most in the season behind their 9 1-0s in 98-99. Right? So it's the second most ever 1-0s.
Yeah.
I don't see there being an issue with that.
No. Well, people are talking about you scoring from set pieces, right? You've scored 69 goals this season, 24 from set pieces. 18 of those 24 from corners. Yeah. Right? You have, I think, 19 games you've scored from a set piece. So half them, 1 in 2 you score from a set piece, right? Yeah. That's just football, isn't it?
Well, listen.
Take advantage of something that other people aren't doing.
Exactly. And also as well, you don't get any less points for scoring from a set play than you do a normal. So I think this season has been a real... What's pleased me about this season, and I get it, for the neutral watching the games this season, they might be a bit like, oh my goodness, this is so boring, right? But what I found really fascinating is that I've seen over the last couple of seasons, Arsenal play a better brand of football and win nothing. Right? Better brand in terms of the way they're popping the ball around. It looks pretty, right? And they haven't managed to get it over the line. If Arsenal do get it over the line this season, that just shows me that they've found another way. They've evolved enough to find another way of getting the result. And set plays, whether you like it or not, are a huge part of the game, and Arsenal have managed to capitalise on that.
I want to sit here and say you'd be the worst team to win the Premier League, right? I might be right. End of the day, it don't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
I could easily say that to wind people up.
But it doesn't really matter. As long as you get over the line. When you get over the line...
I would be happy having a Man United side that are incredibly boring and win the league. You know what I mean?
Course.
As long as that changes next season. But just a quick one about the fact you can win the league tonight if City drop points against Bournemouth. I know it's going to sound nuts. Do you want to? Does it make a difference to you and Arsenal fans that you won't win a game to win the league rather than City lose the league? Does that make sense?
No, not to me. It doesn't. Could not care less. As long as if Arsenal win the league tonight without kicking the ball, I will be celebrating as much. As if.
But you'd rather win it against Palace, right?
Listen, you'd rather win it. But my point is, you're talking about 100% of me would rather do it against Palace, and 99.9% doesn't care. I'd do it against.
I know, but when like Jamie Vardy in the documentary I mentioned yesterday, right? He talks about, and you see bits and pieces of it in that documentary on Netflix, the fact that everyone was around his house watching the Spurs-Chelsea game, and that draw meant Leicester won the league. I think the one and only time Leicester win the Premier League, the players would have rather have won 1-0 on the pitch and had that euphoric moment.
I think sometimes, me being not a cynic, but I don't want to leave it to chance. So I would prefer, in this scenario, Bournemouth to beat Man City, or get a point, and also win it that way.
Okay, will they?
What point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where are you watching it?
I don't think I want to watch it, Andy.
Luke's going to the Toddington. Is it Toddington Arms? Is it Highbury?
In
round the corner
from the Emirates.
Where are you going to watch it on your own?
I don't know. I think I might watch. Part of me wants to watch Chelsea Tottenham, and there've been no updates. But I know during that game they're probably going to go. There's been a goal over it.
Yeah.
Part of me doesn't even want to watch it.
Okay, so listen, Arsenal fans, where are you watching the game tonight? Because it could. Are you going out? Are you going around your mates, or are you going to sit?
What are you
watching?
Couch?
What am I watching?
What game?
Spurs Chelsea. I mean, those games are some of the best ever in the Premier League, right?
So you're not watching Man City Bournemouth?
No.
Okay.
Why would I watch that?
No, but you know what I mean.
No, Spurs Chelsea are the games to watch in the Premier League, right? If you can choose one game to watch in the Premier League, it's probably that. Unbelievable game.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hopefully. So, Arsenal fans, where are you watching the game tonight? Will you be in front of the TV? Are you going to the pub? Will you be behind the couch like Benty? And does it matter? Probably the answer is no.
I couldn't care
how you win the league. Yeah, I'm sure some Arsenal fans would rather their team won on the last day of the season.
The first time in over 20 years, you got a chance to win it tonight. You don't kick a ball. Give me that version.
Okay. Lee's an Arsenal fan. Hello, Lee. How you doing?
Hello, guys. How you doing? Great show as always.
Thank you, mate. It sounds like you've got a big smile on your face, Lee.
I do. You know what? Strange people are looking on. I'm on the M25. I'm talking to you, these people are weirdly looking at me. Mate, I've got a great smile, big smile, because I can remember, because I'm old, the 20 years that we haven't won nothing, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't care whether we win 1-0 every game to play the most boring football, because when you lift that trophy, nobody's going to worry about it. Nobody's going to care about that. Do you know what I mean? So, absolutely, 1-1 draw tonight, and I will be screaming the place down, trust me.
Where are you watching it?
Indoors, just indoors. Just, switching between the two games, because I would love Chelsea to beat Spurs.
God, you can't have everything tonight.
Do you know, I'm not even. Do you know what?
Wow.
I'm not even fussed about that result. Like, I couldn't care less about the Spurs Chelsea result, but the Bournemouth.
Wait, okay, let me ask you this, Lee. What would you rather have? Right? Would you rather have Bournemouth nick something tonight, but Spurs win, or Man City win and Spurs lose, so it's in your hands at the weekend, and Spurs could still go down?
No, mate, we've got to win.
You've got to win. That's the right answer. That's the right answer. Not the best line in the world, but thanks for your call, Lee. Safe journey. Greg is a goon. He's up next. Hi, Greg.
Afternoon, fellas. How are you?
Good, very well. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
What would you like to say, Greg?
Obviously, you're saying about the set pieces, is that the thing and that? But
the blueprint,
for all the stuff that people, for all the stuff that people are talking about in that, like nobody's focusing on the fact that Arsenal actually haven't conceded a Premier League goal since they lost to Man City. No penalties this season conceded, no red cards. Like, if anything, the cornerstone of our season has been discipline and focus. Anytime we've had a setback, we've bounced back. We've gone on runs. We haven't just capitulated. Like, nobody's given us that sort of credit. It's all about the cheap, trying to knock us cheaply and say, oh, Arsenal trophy, this season this season that.
Do you know what, Greg? Greg, that's a great point, you know, because when I think back to last season and some of the decisions, the Trossard red card, the Declan Rice red card, you know what I mean? It cost you in certain games, a bit of ill discipline. And don't get me wrong, there's been a couple of times this season where they've got away with it in terms of the discipline. Kai Havertz was a prime example of that last night.
Trossard last night, early on, got involved in a little...
Who threw the headbutt? Gabriel, Haaland.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple of times you go, have we really...
I was surprised Trossard last night. Like, I think whoever was doing commentary, was it Gary Neville, said, like, surely that was one thing Arteta said to him in the dressing room beforehand was...
Calm down.
Just everyone calm down now tonight.
That was the only way that he was going to get... that it could have got a bit sticky for Arsenal yesterday, but I think just... If Arsenal win the league this season, it's a fantastic blueprint moving forward. And yeah, I want my brain won't allow me to. I can't picture in my head right now.
You coming in tomorrow?
Odegaard lifting, doing that, lifting the trophy.
Can you imagine coming in tomorrow as Premier League champions?
No,
that can happen.
I know it can, but I can't imagine.
I don't think even Arsenal fans have actually said it out loud. Tomorrow you could be Premier League champions. Tonight, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Bring a bottle of Hennessy in tomorrow if we are.
What are you going to do tomorrow?
I'm wearing an Arsenal shirt, Arsenal jacket, hoodie,
Arsenal pants.
If I can find them.
Yeah, if I can make them.
I'm definitely.
That's insane. What day is it today? Tuesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, you could come in and we could be chatting, and at any stage you can just chuck in champions, and there's nothing I can do about it.
I've got so many retro jumpers, and one of them's going on, man. If we win, see, I can't allow my brain to think that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think you deserve it, D.
Do you know what, Andy?
Yeah, you do. You've taken a lot from me this season.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't want you to win it. I'll be happy for you. Deep down, I'll be happy for you.
You wouldn't be.
I would, honestly, D.
What, Mike Keown?
You're a good person. No.
Do you know what? I bet you Keown comes in next week.
I bet he does, yeah. For free, he'll be coming in.
Greatest ever manager then. It's a huge deal then who succeeds him. No pressure, but is there a replacement already lined up?
Yeah, we understand that Enzo Maresca is being lined up to replace Pep, which makes sense when you consider that he worked for this club before. He's very highly regarded by the hierarchy at Manchester City. Did a great job, for example, in the academy, winning the Premier League 2 title. Later was part of Pep's backroom staff, helped them as assistant to Pep when they had that magnificent season in 2022-23 that I referenced earlier, when they ended up winning the Premier League, the FA Cup and their first ever Champions League trophy. And he's a manager they've been keeping tabs on for some time. Now, Maresca himself told us, didn't he, around the turn of the year, that he had talks with Manchester City. So clearly the hierarchy even then was starting to have conversations with potential candidates to replace Pep in the summer. Pep obviously highly regards him, and you'd imagine that his view will be part of this decision-making process, given how important and pivotal he's been to the football side of things. And the supporters here that I spoke to at the Etihad earlier, they can understand also why the club would move in that direction and go for a familiar face.
I'm excited for that. I think he's proved to be pretty good in the Club World Cup. I saw his performance with Chelsea and I think it was pretty promising, so it's exciting stuff.
Enzo's been here before. I saw the Club World Cup. Chelsea was so impressive that, I mean, they battered PSG in the final, if you remember. So obviously hopeful. It's going to be difficult for anyone, but I think he's got the club know what they're doing. We trust the club, so, you know, fingers crossed.
Anyone who follows Pep, it's going to be very difficult, but he seems like he's a good manager, so he's been here before, like working under Pep, so I think it should be hopefully a good transition, but yeah, I wish him the best if he does go.
One thing that Enzo Maresca will have to get his head around is the Manchester weather. It was absolutely hailing, and we had gale force winds a minute ago. Serene and bright now. That's what Enzo Maresca will be walking back into. For Pep Guardiola and his players, they're on the seaside. They're down at Bournemouth for a huge game. It's a pivotal game in this Premier League title race. After Arsenal's win last night, Arsenal very much hot favourites now to win the Premier League title. But City, to take it to the final day, need to win tonight. And it's a tricky, tricky match. It was always going to be their most difficult fixture of this run-in, especially coming just 3 days after an FA Cup final at Wembley. Bournemouth themselves playing for European football, and it's a game you don't want to miss. 7 o'clock, Sky Sports main event, 7:30 kickoff. Pep Guardiola has just 2 matches left as City manager, and it'll also be interesting to see what he says to the media around that game about his own future.
Fascinating to see that, Ben. Thank you very much for now. Stay dry if you can. Well, for more on Guardiola's likely successors, you can see our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, is here. Kaveh, you would think City would have their pick of managers, so why Maresca?
Well, Enzo Maresca is a brilliant manager. He is somebody who has worked at the City Football Group before. He was one of Pep Guardiola's assistants when City won the treble. He did a really good job at Leicester City, winning the championship there, getting them promoted. The players there loved him. Look at what's happened to Leicester City since he left. And by and large, he did a pretty good job at Chelsea as well. You can't look back at his time at Chelsea and say it was a complete success. There were lots of ups and downs, but at the end of the day, in his 1 full season in charge, Chelsea ended up qualifying for the Champions League, winning the Conference League and also winning the Club World Cup. It's been an open secret in the world of football that if Pep Guardiola is going to leave Manchester City, then Enzo Maresca would be the person who would be taking over from him.
Arteta was another one of the apprentices, wasn't it? But things have developed a very different style of football to the one favoured by Pep at Manchester City. How different will Maresca be compared to Pep, or will he be more similar than maybe Arteta? I think he'll be similar. He plays a similar kind of football. He is very into possession, positional play, very technical. Some of his previous players have described him as somebody who coaches a football team as if he's playing chess. He's somebody who's incredibly hardworking. He spends most of his life at the training ground, poring over data, statistics, watching games from the past, and also one-on-one in a big game. I think he's one of the best managers in the business. I was at the Club World Cup final last summer in New York when Chelsea played PSG. That was a full-strength PSG team. Luis Enrique in the dugout. They did not know what had hit them because Enzo Maresca had come up with such a great plan of how to beat PSG. So I think if he gets the Manchester City job, he is somebody who can be a great success there. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to follow Pep Guardiola, but I think he has what it takes to do that. Having said all that as well, it's not going to be totally plain sailing if, a lot of ifs, if Pep Guardiola decides he's leaving, if Man City decide that they want Enzo Maresca, it won't just be as easy as picking up the phone and getting Maresca, because of course he's still contractually tied to Chelsea. When he left Chelsea at the start of this year, I still think he had 3.5 years left on his contract. His departure was very, very acrimonious. I imagine, although I don't know for sure, that lawyers are involved, and I would imagine that lawyers would need to get involved again if he was to move to Manchester City. Might affect a severance. Kaveh, thank you very much for now.
18, 19, 20. Head on! Go ball! Head on! Oh!
Massive warm-up.
Moving, kick across.
Vamos! 7! 18, 19, 20! 2, 3, 4, yes. 5, 6, 7, 8! 8! 8! No. This is because he's inside. No. Touch. Benny, where are you? Benny, I don't see you. Where are you? On the side? Super good. The next one.
Don't do that against Ghana, you know.
No, but that's 2 for you. That's it now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Don't do that against Ghana.
Here comes this.
No, don't do that, bro.
You see, this one I would have taken it. This one I would have taken it. You let it go. It looks like you played yesterday. He loves it. Inside? Any goals? Yeah. Just walk it. Pas d'excuses. Yes? No. Oh! I'm doing this. Yeah, I've seen enough. No, one more. Three times. Oh! Great goal. No arrogance. Oh, come on! Yeah, I know. Jesus, he's rolling back the gears! Hey. Wow!
Right, lads.
I am. Good.
Yeah. How's he still getting tickets? Saves me 5 group.
Every time.
But first, Sky Sports News understands that after 10 years filled with trophies, Pep Guardiola will leave Manchester City after Sunday's final Premier League game of the season. And for more, we can cross live to the Etihad Stadium. Our reporter you can see there is Ben Ransom. Good morning to you, Ben. Look, Pep hasn't given much away about his future over recent weeks. He's been teasing a little, though. What has prompted this?
Yeah, it feels like one of the worst kept secrets in football. The man himself has definitely been teasing us with this, batting away questions about his future for months in truth. But sources have told Sky Sports News that Guardiola will be leaving this summer. That is despite him having a year left on his contract. Now, I will just say there still is no official confirmation from the club, but we've been told to expect the manager to leave after the final home game of the season here against Aston Villa, where still City could be celebrating another Premier League title. It would be Guardiola's 7th, even though Arsenal's win against Burnley last night makes that unlikely and puts a lot of pressure on the game tonight. And I think the fact we're in the midst of this title race, you can understand, can't you, why the club don't want to make any announcements officially on Guardiola's future while they're still fighting for the title. Obviously, they had the FA Cup final at the weekend, which was hugely important to their season. Winning a domestic cup double. Around that, Guardiola was asked plenty of questions about his future. He, frankly, quite forcefully told the BBC, for example, in their interview before the match, that he was going to be here next season. They put that out as a line before the match. Here's what he had to say to reporters, though, yesterday when he spoke about the game against Bournemouth, when there were questions around how he would like his legacy to be should he leave in the summer.
Have you ever thought about what kind of farewell you might want?
Sorry?
Have you ever thought about what kind of farewell you might want if you knew you were leaving?
Next, Ali. How would you amend that? So many times, I have one more year. Tell me, Sam.
When you leave here, whenever that is, would you like to be sort of what Johan Cruyff is to Barcelona? Would you like to be Manchester City's Johan Cruyff, basically?
Nobody's like Johan. It's a big compliment you say that, but nobody's like him. The charisma, personality. He changed the mentality for 2 clubs, Ajax and Barcelona, as a player and as a manager. So, but with a charisma that is impossible to replicate, and the self-confidence, and many aspects that he had, and yeah, it's impossible.
And look, Ben, we've got Enzo Maresca, who seems to be the favourite to replace Guardiola. Why could he be the right fit?
Yeah, it seems as though this is going to be Enzo Maresca's job to walk into when Guardiola does leave. There are lots of reasons why he is seen as the right man to take over, not least his relationship and history with Manchester City. He was here in charge of their academy side, the development side, winning Premier League 2 before going away for his first foray into management in Italy. That didn't quite work out, so he came back as part of Guardiola's coaching staff. He was his assistant when City had the best season in their history, winning the treble.
Semenyo. Truffert. Too much to split them at the moment. Silva. Bernardo Silva's cross, it's Haaland. Scott emerges with it. Never Nielsen has a fight on here with Leahy. Some tussle that. And the decision goes against the Bournemouth man.
That was a really good scrap over 20-odd yards, that, wasn't it? Both giving it out, really. Both go to ground. Now it's 50-50. Kovacic. Has stayed forward, but beyond his reach. Bernardo Silva, one of the longest serving members of Pep Guardiola's reign, came in during his second season at the start of the successful era. 6 Premier Leagues he has won, as well as being part of that Champions League winning side. Scott. It's a back from Smith. Tavernier squeezing into the gap. Got two really well organised, motivated sides out here tonight. Remember, guarantees Bournemouth European football. A win would actually ensure that they would go into the Europa League. Here's Kovacic, now Haaland. It's Doku. So Manchester City corner. If he was trying to catch Petrovic, I think he was just trying to put it into the middle. Maybe gets the deflection here. Off Adam Smith. Lions slow to retreat. Bernardo Silva waiting to ensure that he does. Silva's kick. Rodri got up with a header, and O'Reilly, having initially been in the way in the thick of it, Haaland steaming in. It's just a matter of luck in these situations where the ball lands, who it lands to. Tight angle, 3 players in his way. Silva's corner. Cleared ultimately by Krupi. Good ball from Nunes back out to the corner taker. Grappling going on there that Anthony Taylor has intervened on. So the final home game of a 3-year tenure that's seen Bournemouth progress each year, 12th to 9th to who knows where they'll finish this year. If it is into Europe, it will be some sea change, because bear in mind, in the final home game of 2009, a win against Grimsby in which this man, Steve Fletcher, got the winning goal, kept them in the Football League. Yeah, quite amazing. Quite amazing, and the club is growing. They're going to build a new stand, aren't they? They've started that already behind the scenes. Doku has broken in here, and Hill has to react to ensure that he can't get a clean run at goal. Oh, well, as he done, James Hill coming into the team. Have to be patient, but he hasn't done much wrong this season, James Hill. More than 50 games for the club now since his move from Fleetwood, James Hill. Here's Kasanov. Silva. Senesi bringing it away. Gahey. Nunes. Here's Truther. Tavernier. Haaland. By Smith. Feels like a high-quality contest. There's not much being given by either team, led by two top managers. Let's not forget that Bournemouth have already done Manchester City a favour by beating Arsenal. Scott. Ryan. Alex Scott, the player who got the winner at the Emirates.
They were excellent that day, as good as Arsenal were poor.
There's Truther. Sala took a risk. Silva. This is Doku. Semenyo. Charged down by Truther. Here's Smith. Senesi aiming one for Evan Nielsen. And he gets the free kick out of Ryan.
Certainly his team have had more control, possession last 10 minutes or so, without really asking too many questions to that Bournemouth defence.
Semenyo. Smith. Evan Nielsen. Adams. Tavernier. Seeking to ask a question of Gahey. And Evan Nielsen and Gahey is quite the battle. Fouled by Smith. Something's been going on in the technical area that Anthony Taylor is none too happy about. The referee's on the pitch and City somehow on it have been still playing around with the ball while the referee's attention was diverted elsewhere.
Has been fairly lively in the past, but he didn't seem to be involved there.
Keeping his focus on the game, not distracted by anything else. Bournemouth manager. Lewis Cook on the sideline, back in the squad today. Anticipated that by Junior Krupi. There's Ryan. Krupi perhaps thought that Evan Nielsen was closer to him than he actually was.
Yeah, Ryan hasn't found his feet. That Krupi in the middle's been excellent.
Krupi scored in both games this season against Arsenal, including the defeat here, which was Bournemouth's last defeat in the Premier League. And you can tell how long ago that was when I tell you it came 2 days after Enzo Maresca left Chelsea and 2 days before Ruben Amorim departed Manchester United. Semenyo, defender Haaland really well, and here's frustration. There's a push there from Erling Haaland.
It's really good from James Hill, getting across. Read it straight away.
Tyler Adams has been booked for sarcastic applause towards Anthony Taylor. Here's Senesi. Nunez. Rodri. Haaland. Away by Smith. Truth there. Tavernier. Truffert in a race with Nunez and gets there first. It's Krupi! It's glorious! Junior Krupi has Bournemouth heading for Europe, leaves Pep Guardiola distraught, and if that goal remains the only goal of this game, then Junior Krupi will be a legend in North London forever.
That's magnificent, isn't it? I said he'd been playing well. Everything he's done has been sharp. Decision-making, superb. Truffert for the thousandth time this season, getting up that left-hand side, has a little glance, knows where he is. Troupé's got the time to pick his spot. It's one thing having the time, it's another one to find that spot as he does. Donnarumma doesn't even bother to move. What a finish this is. Such a tight game. Bit of quality has split the two.
Well, they have to keep believing, but that is a huge setback. And it might get worse. Troupé played in again here. He doesn't finish anyway, and the flag does go up.
Looked about 5 yards off there.
City's problems added to by the fact that Mark Gahey, in his determination to get there, is hurt.
So concentration. I mean, I'm all for keeping the flag down, but the assistant on the far side would have been 100% certain that he was off and he could have avoided that collision.
After the joys of Wembley, a concerning development this for the Manchester City fans, who now need two to keep the title race alive, because as it stands the situation would be irretrievable on the final weekend. O'Reilly with the flick and cleared by Troupé.
Being a bit of a tactical chess match, this one, but the goal will certainly change that.
Smith. Well, it's his 13th goal of the season, all of them in the Premier League, and it's the most in a debut Premier League season by a teenager.
Yeah, you look at his show, really, he's got some really spectacular ones in amongst those, not least his latest. Maybe one of the most important.
Bournemouth's top scorer this season, Junior Troupé. Second top is still Antoine Semenyo. Secured, but is the treble about to be removed from the agenda? But for all the gloom of the City fans, we should recognise what this means to Bournemouth, and a club that very nearly went out of business when they went into administration 18 years ago, and here they are on the brink of being in the Europa League at least next season.
To think they could be in the Champions League, that would be the big thing from an English club, I think.
Here's Semenyo. Doesn't come off for him. Yeah, win for Bournemouth tonight will put them just a point behind Liverpool, and that would make it a very nervous Anfield when they take on Brentford in their final game of the season. Chelsea against Spurs also tonight, just about to kick off at Stamford Bridge. Spurs looking for the victory that would mathematically make certain of their safety. Live on Sky Sports Premier League from 8:15. With every single remaining Premier League match live on Sky, we'll have all 10 for you on the final day of the season. Manchester City needing a response. Kovacic swept to safety by Senesi. There's a real tangle going on there between Evan Nielsen and Gehi. They've been at each other all night.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's been a really honest scrap. Mark Gehi's okay here. Again, 6-1, maybe a foul in the end by Evan Nielsen, and he lands on the defender. Guardiola's got choices on that bench. Won't be at all surprised to see Ryan Cherky come on in before the second half.
Bournemouth looking to extend their lead before the break. It's away by Gehi. Is tonight the night it all slips away? In towards Senesi, and Donnarumma does get it. Well, Arsenal halfway towards taking the title because Pep Guardiola has the problems at the moment. His team trailing at half-time. Junior Krupi doing for Bournemouth what Jeremy Doku had been doing for Manchester City with a beautifully curled, precise finish into the top corner past Gianluigi Donnarumma. Semenyo did have the ball in the back of the Bournemouth net early on, but that was ruled out for offside. Krupi's goal, though, counts, and Manchester City go in at half-time. Really, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 0.
Coca-Cola are a proud sponsor of the Premier League on Sky Sports. Time to refresh.
3 times the Grand Prix winner. Yeah! Kimi Antonelli wins.
Can Kimi make it 4 in a row? The Canadian Grand Prix, live on Sky Sports.
McDelivery?
But first, Sky Sports News understands that after 10 years filled with trophies, Pep Guardiola will leave Manchester City after Sunday's final Premier League game of the season. And for more, we can cross live to the Etihad Stadium. Our reporter you can see there is Ben Ransom. Good morning to you, Ben. Look, Pep hasn't given much away about his future over recent weeks. He's been teasing a little, though. What has prompted this?
Yeah, it feels like one of the worst kept secrets in football. The man himself has definitely been teasing us with this, batting away questions about his future for months, in truth. But sources have told Sky Sports News that Guardiola will be leaving this summer. That is despite him having a year left on his contract. Now, I will just say there still is no official confirmation from the club, but we've been told to
through those three central players, whether it is Cherki or Kovacic. And I think that Bernardo, they've done well, Bournemouth, to stifle the spaces he wants to be in, making him go deeper and deeper for the ball, where he's obviously can dictate a game, but maybe he's a little bit more effective when he's able to punch it through the lines. But I think one thing we are missing is the fact that Bournemouth are going high pressure, really aggressive, Evan Nilsson setting the press. Can we break the line quicker?
Yeah.
And then force them to then retreat into their shape that we want them to be in, which is a deeper block. So I think there's space to grow, and Pep, I'm sure he will be giving the players a huge talking to at half-time, because we know the level they can perform at and they haven't been there. In the context of this game, doesn't need anyone else to remind them what it is. This is a title race, and honestly, like we said before the game, Arsenal away at Palace, if we get the job done tonight, something could happen.
Yeah.
Something could happen. So we've got 45 minutes to keep it alive, and let's hope some of those creative players can come on and make some magic.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right, we'll come back here to get thoughts as we look to the second half. But first, let's go down to the Vitality Stadium. We've got our very own Nat and Michael Brown pitch side. Here they are giving us their assessment of the first half.
Well, we always knew this was going to be a toughie. Halfway through the game, tells me that we still have a big 45 minutes to go, Brownie, and we've had some incredible second half performances this year, so I'm not panicking yet.
Well, we're not panicking. Obviously, it's not ideal, the situation that we're in, but it was a really good goal. Build up down that left-hand side was quick, lovely pass inside, and a curling effort in the top corner. So you've got to give sort of teams credit where it's due, because when you have a really good finish, a really good goal, you've got to take it. But then you go, right, how do we react? What are we doing? Where can we improve? So we've had the ball, we've looked good, we looked organised. Yes, they've jumped out and counter-attacked a few times, but what we need to do next is ultimately create more chances, more shots at goal, test the goalkeeper out, 1v1s in the wider positions. I think Jeremy Doku's there, waiting just to get Adam Smith. I know him so well, so I know he's vulnerable without that help in a quick transition. Pep Guardiola's a master. This is where he's going to be tested. This is where he needs a reaction from his players. He can certainly go on and win this game.
You know Adam Smith well because you played with him.
Yeah, you missed it, didn't you? You missed it. Ali had to tell you in commentary, so you missed it.
I missed that one. Oh, well, can't win them all, eh? But hopefully we can still win this one, because it's going to be a huge second half. We know, but we need a win here. A draw's not good enough. A draw gives Arsenal the title. We want to take it to the last day. We want to put the pressure on to them as well. So what can we do different in the second half?
Yes, let's not hand them the title. Do you know, obviously you get what you deserve right throughout the season, and we've got to make sure that we do enough. So it's what's next. Like I said to you, control the possession, be careful on the counter, because they're going to be really good at that. They've got pace, they've got energy, and the run in behind you. We have got to do a little bit more of that. Yeah. We've got to play forward quickly, not just Erling dropping in to turn. That was a great move with Semenyo away. It was just offside when he put it into that corner. But after that, we've had a long-range shot from Semenyo. We've had a block with Erling Haaland. Little flash with Doku. I think that answers the question. We haven't seen enough in the forward areas in the final third at this moment in time. That is going to be the next step.
Could it be a change either at half-time or soon into the second half for either a Phil Foden or a Rayhan Cherki?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of options. That's what's really good. We've got a really good bench with lots of quality. There's a long way to go. As soon as we start to take the risk and increase the intensity, we're going to create opportunities. Yeah. But then at that point, Mike Gay's took a few knocks, hasn't he? knees, and the last one there with his arm, a little bit of a limp where he hurt his ankle. See if he can carry on. Kushner's going to be key with his pace. Nunez will start going. Nico O'Reilly, Rodri just sitting, who's going to have to carry on and play the 90 minutes.
But we definitely know from this team, from the experience of this team, that they're going to come out in the second half. They're going to come out firing, and there's always a feeling for me when we get one, when we open the door. I feel like that momentum could carry us through, and I still believe that we can get something out of this in the second half.
100%. We knew it was going to be a test here for certain, but it's how we start the second half. We've got to just go for it. We've got to take the chances quickly, and hopefully we stood here at the end of the game with a win.
Doesn't end this way, Blues. Not yet. Okay, Brownie and I will be back here at full time, where hopefully we are celebrating a big second half comeback.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Nat. Yes, fingers crossed we're not done yet, Blues. I was just thinking, actually, Lauren, we kind of reminisce of the game to get you to the FA Cup final. I mean, you've literally only a few weeks ago been in the position of losing and then coming back in that second half and getting the win, and that obviously got you to the final. What's the conversation at half-time and then and on the pitch? Does it just take one moment to spark the momentum shift?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because it's quite easy to focus on negatives in that moment, and I think that's at the point where you're thinking, right, actually, we can improve so much here. We've got people who can come in, we can get extra 10% of the people on the pitch as well, and I think just coming together will be massive in this moment. They can figure out areas they're struggling, areas that they see opportunities. And I think speaking about it, you can go into the second half a lot more prepared. And I mean, I was actually, Andre spoke about this as well, because there was a real winning mentality that was instilled in your squad this year. And is that kind of, I mean, you've kind of said it there, but it's trusting what these players have done, also what the team's done this season. Not to mention, when we last played Bournemouth at the Vitality, we went 1-0 down, came back and beat them. That was in the FA Cup, I think, last season, Alistair Mann said. So is that the other thing? You actually have to go, guys, we've been here before and we can do it. Almost be a bit calmer rather than chasing it a little bit. Yeah, definitely. And it doesn't take long to score a goal.
Yeah.
It can literally come.
And again, recycled for Fernandes. Porro's gone to ground, and Tottenham have a clearing free kick. And Stuart Atwell is not for discussing it.
Nearly puts his arm across. Porro makes the most of it, as he always does. Corner routine for Chelsea. We talked about Arsenal a lot this season around set pieces,
it's just
Chelsea have had huge success with
you just have to stick with the game plan and trust that moments will come.
And I guess those moments could come from, I mean, there's so many players that can do it, and the ones off the bench, as we mentioned before, so many people calling out for Shirky or Foden.
Yeah, it could even be Donnarumma. Who cares? We just want, we need the ball to hit the back of the net, and I think the objective in the game stays the same, even at 1-0 down. It's wanted to get the first goal. We need to still get the second goal to draw it, and then obviously then go and push. Because I think if we'd have gone 1-0, we'd still need to push for the second.
Agreed.
So I think the objective still stays. We have to score 2 goals. Have to.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were left a little bit open in the midfield and sort that out, because the other thing to be wary of is we don't want to concede a second.
Yes.
You've got to get that right, be watertight first, and then go and build the platform. Cherky, I'm just saying his name because he can dribble past people.
Yeah.
And we might need somebody to go and dribble in those central areas, because we've struggled to get it out wide to Doku, to commit players, to then feed the wide players. And
given to compromise in a situation
There's absolutely
like
nothing
this.
to lose right now. Absolutely, just leave it all out there.
Yeah,
Title race. Who knows what can happen?
Obviously, Pep will give his team talk amongst the players as well. Have little conversations happening, or is it kind of one of them? Everyone knows what needs to happen in the second half. We don't need to speak about it.
It's a funny one, because like you think now, okay, City were nowhere near their best in that first half. Pep's would have gone in there and shouting the odds because he wants to fire the players up, but he's probably been really calm. Honestly, I don't know, but he'll know what formula is right to get the best out of his players for the second half. And he'll judge it, whether it's those individual conversations, whether it's Pep Lijnders and Toure helping out, you know, in those little conversations, whether it's a collective. But they know it. Bernardo Silva, I'm sure, is leading the charge in there. Guys, that wasn't where we were at. We're in a title race. Let's go and sort it out. But Bournemouth are a good side.
Wary of that, Laura, and I also felt in that first half one positive was Mark Gahey. He
Toss between the centre halves, keeping it from Kolomawani.
He's given out some final instructions, so 45 minutes to keep within this title race. It is only 1-0. I love what Izzy said there as well. The objective hasn't changed. I think we'd always need 2 goals at least. So let's hope we can find them. We'll hand back to the commentary team and we'll see you full time. Manchester City 0, Bournemouth 1.
Thank you, Kel. We're casting your mind back fairly recently. Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, Newcastle in the FA Cup at St James's Park, Liverpool at Anfield not long ago. What a wonderful day that was. Real Madrid at the Bernabeu back in December. Just recent examples of when City have come from behind to win a game away from home. So there is previous.
Does it take a nick? No, it doesn't. He just doesn't read the flight of the ball, the goalkeeper. I think when Enzo Fernandez hits that, he's not expecting that to be a goal. He's probably expecting the goalkeeper to put that round the corner, but as I said, he just doesn't pick up the flight of the ball at all, the goalkeeper.
And Roberto De Zerbi is certainly feeling that. Those who've travelled across the capital are certainly feeling that. And Tottenham's players bear the greatest weight of all. For Enzo Fernandez now.
Off the hook there, but it's a good save. You've got to give the keeper credit.
Semenyo. Here's Kasanov. Rodri, O'Reilly. The flag has gone up early against Erling Haaland, the offside clear enough.
Well, certainly a purposeful start by Pep's team. whatever he said in that dressing room has had an effect. Again, much in it. Tried to just hold it.
It's true fair. Now Senesi. Scott finding Ryan. Trying to bend it around Nico O'Reilly, but he was big enough, wide enough to get that one away. There's Doku. This is Antoine Semenyo. Rodri. Here's Kovacic. It's Tavernier. Krupi with the flick. Hasn't been happy with the fourth official. He's still been complaining about an early offside call against Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I mean, it was tight, so the flag normally stays down for those.
Got to that. It's going to be a City corner.
Far side, and indeed Adam Smith on Mania here. I just think they'd let that play out. That's what happens normally.
Silva's corner kick from which Gahey got up. It's Nielsen. Nunez. Around by Ryan. City keen not to let the grass grow here. They want to get on with things. Gahey, Bernardo Silva. Kovacic going through the middle. Senesi meets it though, and here is Alex Scott. Overrun by Ryan. In by Scott. Ryan. Matt Krupi, can he set Tavernier away? He's reached him. Nunez gets back. The true fair there as support. True fair. Well, we have news to bring you from the late kick-off at Stamford Bridge. Spurs, remember, starting the day 2 points clear of West Ham in the relegation zone, and this actually marks better news for West Ham than it does for Spurs, because Enzo Fernandez with that rocket has put Chelsea ahead at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. Looks at the bottom end of the table. True fair, Evan Nielsen! And he reaches out to Donnarumma to turn it around.
There's only half a chance really for the centre forward. That didn't have much of the goal to aim at. He's tightly marked. Trying to do well to beat Donnarumma from there, but he's going wide anyway.
Corner. Nice clearance from Kovacic. Here's Semenyo, now Haaland. Kovacic. Rodri's ball in. Doku with the touch. And Bernardo Silva on the deflection to the goalkeeper.
Well, they've got much more about them in this second half. City, much more of a threat. Just trying to pick out Bernardo Silva instead of swinging a leg at it. Doku.
Well, we saw no personnel changes from Pep Guardiola at half-time, but they may not be too far away now. Ryan Cherki certainly is getting ready to come on, and Savinho may be about to as well. They have shown some adventure at the start of this second half. Driving that ball into Alex Scott. Looks like an extension to the substitution plan, with Phil Foden getting ready as well.
All attackers. It's a statement of intent.
Recoveries haven't been City's forte this season.
No, it's not a stat you would historically have associated City with.
Gahey. Here's Bernardo Silva. Rodri reaching out to Mateus Nunes. Into him. Nunes pushing him out of the way in his determination to retrieve the ball and get on with a free kick. So here come the changes. So Ryan Cherki is the first one to come on in place of the skipper, Bernardo Silva. Mateo Kovacic heading off, and so Phil Foden is his replacement, and Antoine Semenyo makes a disappointing exit from his old stamping ground, although he does get a good send-off from home fans as well as away.
Doesn't happen so often these days. Nice to see.
Savinho is his replacement. Here's Rodri. Just fell short for Savinho that time. Tavernier. Road long enough not to panic at this stage, Pep Guardiola. Krupi let them turn and volley forward, trying to get Evan Nielsen away. Gahey having to move back with the ball to make sure he got there. Most difficult games in this run-in for Manchester City always look like being the one at Everton and the one here. They've already dropped points at Hill Dickinson Stadium. And points to fare even worse here.
It's Bournemouth to a T. Tavernier chasing back, nicking the ball.
Adams wins it back this time and gets it back from Evan Nielsen. number 16, Rodri, who wins that particular duel and then loses it to Evan Nielsen. Here's Scott. It's Trufair.
Just decided what to do with it, Rodri.
To use the weaponry of the long James Hill throw. Ryan climbed, Haaland climbed higher. Savinho going into the gap and getting a little push. James Hill booked.
Lucky to get a yellow for that.
Adams gets it forward. Gahey. O'Reilly. Trufair finding the Bournemouth goal scorer, Junior Krupi. Lovely build-up again. Pulled across by Trufair. Evan Nielsen leaves it. And Krupi tries his luck again, but not this time.
It's a real strut to this Bournemouth team when they go forward tonight. They've wrestled back the initiative after being pushed on the foot at the start of the second half. But what about this? Really smooth stuff.
Scott's cross, which was cleared, has given Bournemouth a corner. And you can sense the excitement again here from Bournemouth fans who really feel there's another goal in this for them. No rush on their part though. It's a laboured walkover from Marcus Tavernier. Scott to play the angle for the short one. Straight in there. And Donnarumma repelled the initial effort and follow-up 1-2. Ryan involved.
That's a really good jump. Just takes his own man. That's the post. Donnarumma doesn't have to make a save there.
Pretty good scene anyway, so City off the hook with a free kick. Rodri's lost out. Ryan. Evan Nielsen. Smith.
subs involved, Jet City, since they came on. Here's a chance, though.
There's Doku. Rodri has a go, but not one that causes any concern for Petrovic.
Not quite looked his old self out there tonight, Rodri. A lazy swing at it.
Well, they can see it slipping away in front of their very eyes. There's Foden. Cleared by Hill. Kasanov. Very much attack versus defence at the moment. Here's Savinho up against Truffert. He runs it into a blind alley.
He enjoyed that, the fullback, really did. Different challenge for him now, Savinho.
Truffert really is an example of what they do here so well. It was felt that Kirkes would leave a big hole, and yet they seem to fill it seamlessly.
Yeah, I know, it's not that easy. It takes a lot of skill, but they've been doing it brilliantly. Bournemouth, they really have.
The biggest challenge for them will be to do it with the manager as well, with Marco Rosa taking over from Andoni Iraola, who's been such an inspiration here. Doku, well, he felt he kept it in.
Yeah, I did. He's kept it in. He's kept it in.
Yeah, no wonder he was annoyed. Foden in the walls. Well, City's title dreams slipping away. European football for Bournemouth next season getting ever closer. Swept wide by Krupi, and here is Marcus Tavernier. Truffert kept going. And they've got a corner out of it.
Well, they're not the sort of side that are going to sit on their lead. Bournemouth, look at the shirts in support of the ball here.
Scott with a corner. Led by Nunes. As it is a throw-in, only one man for Bournemouth for the task, and that is James Hill. Harlan clears back in by Truffert. A couple of Bournemouth players there who knew they would have been offside. Savinho. Rodri. combative against Tyler Adams. Adams showing great tenacity, held back by Rodri, but play goes on for now.
Quick for Rodri in the middle of the park there.
Scott. Here's Ryan, who scored in his last 3 games for Bournemouth. And just tests Donnarumma at his near post.
Oh, it's a real test for City, this. It gets a little deflection off Nico O'Reilly, that could have easily beaten Donnarumma.
Well, nervous times these for Manchester City, who've been hoping to regain the crown they lost to Liverpool last year this season. But they are hovering on the brink of their dreams being ended before the last weekend of the season. Marcus Tavernier delivering with a corner. It's come off Kassanov. It's going to be one from the other side now. City beat Bournemouth earlier in the season, but no team has yet doubled them in this campaign. Scott's corner, punch from Donnarumma. Hill got underneath it.
A foul there, did he? A little generous, I think. Evan Nilsson didn't do a lot.
Arsenal 20 minutes plus stoppage time away from being confirmed as champions of the Premier League. Nunez, Shirky. There's Doku, Smith charged with keeping him under control. And Ryan just gets rid of him.
They've really got a bit between the teeth going forward and defending, these Bournemouth players.
Here's Doku. Trying to take on Ryan, who stood his ground well.
Of course, he's come to the crowd to celebrate. It's a good 20 minutes or so to go yet.
Well, Doku is the spearhead of their late revival to claim the point at Everton, that at one stage it didn't look as though his side would pick up. And they're looking for something similarly creative here now, with their backs very much against the wall.
He's made his big calls in terms of substitutions, but no note improvement so far at least. Not been able to get Cherky on the ball in those central advanced areas.
O'Reilly, and what appeared to be a clear tussle, but Anthony Taylor didn't see it that way. The ball from left Bournemouth off the hook anyway. Justin Kleiber getting ready to enter the scene. We might be seeing another attacking change here for Manchester City. Omar Marmoush, latest one, getting prepared to come on. Rodri pulls it back. Riley was beaten by the cross, and it didn't get as far as Erling Haaland. Put in by Doku. This is Foden. Ryan Shirky. Doku. Shirky.
Any team will feel threatened when he's got the ball in the box, especially. I want to do that a lot more often, get it into him.
Shirky having won the corner, straight over to take it. Scott tries to get it away. Liquid deflections, Kasama brings it back, O'Reilly tries to get there, but it's broken in Bournemouth's favour. And Tavernier, rather than just automatically clearing the lines, beats Savinho first. Evan Nielsen. Senesi. Tavernier. Playing it against Kisano. They seem to be feeling the effects of fatigue at the moment.
This Bournemouth team, they've certainly done lap. They can go toe-to-toe with any team. I feel that because they can, as we've seen tonight.
Rayola's team doing him proud again.
Oh, talk about big boots to fill.
It's another Alex Scott corner. Beats Hill, beats everybody. So here comes the Manchester City change. They've done it the other way around, in fact. So Justin Kluivert is going to come on for the goal scorer. Junior Fruki is taken on. But what a goal for him to remember.
Oh, he's had a fine match. I mean, he's had some really good performances in a Bournemouth shirt. I think this is one of his best. Aside from the goal, but what a goal it was. What a celebration.
It was a goal that Jeremy Doku would have been proud of, but Doku's involvement in the evening has ended at the same time as the Bournemouth goal scorer, because while Kluivert has come on for Krupi, Marmoush has replaced Doku. Here's Marmoush with his first involvement. Foden trying to set Savinho away. City have got to throw everything at it now.
They've lost it. At this rate, this congratulations just not over.
Shirky's corner.
What have you done, Man City? What have you done?
Pushed in by Shirky. Savinho took it down well. What can he do with it? Cleared by Senesi. Rodri's header. And cleared that time by Adam Smith. They defended it really well.
Well, the way you see this Bournemouth team defend, backing each other up, no surprise that they do boast such fantastic defensive stats.
Imagine Bournemouth would be 1 point. Just a point by Liverpool.
Ryan Shirky.
Just a point by Liverpool. It's going to be interesting. With one more game to go.
Shirky away from Truefair.
The giving everything, Bournemouth. They want to qualify for the European spot.
Here's Rodri. Savinho's ball across. O'Reilly up and underneath it. Petrovic has lost it and regained it.
Lucky, very lucky.
What a ball in from Savinho, that is.
Let's check the table.
Begging to be a tactic, who O'Reilly does do that. It's a second chance, I think, by the keeper.
Let's check the table. Bournemouth will qualify for the Champions League.
City doing their best now to turn
And then they'll lose their manager.
He's made his moves, can't do much more. It's up to those players.
And stop. In doing so, along the way, then stop City from winning the league.
Both of them at home. And they need some kind of recovery here to extend their interest in the battle for the Premier League crown.
Wow.
Has got away and careless behind the cross. Tavernier. Here's Ryan.
A point by Liverpool will be. And then a game in the last game, the final game could decide the Isuku. It's Brighton. Brighton, they've got healthy goal difference as well, so they're still in that fight with one more game. They could finish on 56 points. So they can still qualify for the Europa League if Bournemouth loses their next game.
Potentially fatal blow to Arsenal's title hopes are poised to put the Premier League trophy into their hands. Because the table as it stands will show you that with a 5-point gap, this will not be retrievable for Pep Guardiola's side.
Madness.
Savinho.
My goodness, giving the ball away so cheaply. Less than 10 minutes to play. Arsenal could be champions in 10 minutes. In the next 15 minutes, Arsenal could be champions.
Well, will they regard a cup double as a successful enough season?
Well, you'd have to ask them, but anybody else's language, it's still a fantastic campaign.
And they've got Maresca to come on. Wow.
Age of managerial impatience that he didn't win any of his first 9 Premier League matches in charge of this club. First win was against a promoted Burnley team, and they followed that with a 6-1 defeat against Manchester City, whom they then beat here a year later, and who they are within reach of beating again.
Yeah, I think those early days, everybody's wondering who on earth is this fella. He's not going to last long. Well, what an imprint he's made on the history of this football club. Golden era.
Foden.
The big players really need to step up in this game. You've got less than 10 minutes to play, man. They need to step up in this game.
Well, Bournemouth are going to make a change here. Ryan is heading off, and on in his place comes a former Manchester City youth player. David Brooks was eventually rejected by the club after 10 years there. He's carved out a pretty decent career for himself since then.
Going to need all members of this squad for the European campaign, aren't they?
David Brooks, former City Academy player.
Wales, and a run into the World Cup. Here's Foden. Rodri climbed for it.
Just look at City, you wonder whether the belief is there, whether they think they can claw back a couple of goals in these dying minutes.
This is not the same City, man. This is not the old City. You know, like when we say we want the old Kanye back, we want the old Drake back. You can't have the old City back here, bro. Especially when Pep is leaving as well. It's gonna be a different kind of City now.
You're not feeling 100% fit physically against this Bournemouth team they'll find you out.
Especially when Pep is leaving as well. It's gonna be a different kind of City.
Well, he enjoyed a nice day.
The Gallagher brothers are leaving.
But Noel Gallagher has seen enough tonight, it seems.
They are leaving. They always stay back when they're winning. They always stay back when they're winning.
It's in by Brooks, it's away by O'Reilly. Through by Senesi.
They only stay till the end when City wins. Or when they are winning. But in this case, twice I've seen the Gallagher brothers leave the stadium, or 3 times. Especially now, seeing him left the stadium before the final whistle. Got about another 6, 7, 8 minutes to play and he's gone. Seen enough. What a shame.
Signal to the bench, is that just cramp or has he strained that calf?
Well, Chelsea, remember, leading Spurs by that Enzo Fernandez goal. That game.
Enzo Fernandez is waiting for a fourth call now. That guy is waiting to Real Madrid. It's not staying at Chelsea.
All of Sunday's matches will be live on Sky Sports. Will it or will it not be Pep Guardiola's final game in charge of Manchester City? We await his confirmation, even though the reports about his departure have been pretty widespread. Whatever happens, he really has made an unbelievable contribution to the Premier League. Here's Marmouche. Haaland easing Smith out of the way. And Alex Scott emerging with it. On by Brooks. Evan Nielsen.
It's too easy for Bournemouth. It's too easy.
Bournemouth's work rate tonight has been absolutely spectacular. It's very good at the best of times, but just haven't let up.
Scott's kick. Senesi. Tavernier and Brooks! Well,
Wow.
not the clean finish that was there for him.
He could have easily have taken a touch as well.
Brooks goes again. Evan Nielsen, he has a goal!
Wow.
And he's not too far wide.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, Arsenal, you're champions, man.
Hasn't been on long enough. A little cold.
Arsenal are the champions, bro. Foden just lost that ball there. All by himself, gave the ball away. And Bournemouth nearly scored. It's been a disappointment this season in Phil Foden. It's been a disappointment this season. It's not been his best. Evan Nelson is an absolute cracker of a player, you know. United want to look at to replace Casemiro. It's sad. It's not even sad because the guy's won what, 2 trophies this season already, so maybe he should let Arsenal win this one.
Who was on Manchester City's books, although he never played for them and seemed to spend virtually all of his time out on loan.
Oh!
Brooks could finish it off!
Oh!
This time! That was the chance!
He hit the post!
Once and for all!
Open net, almost open net.
The former City youngster has squandered the opportunity to put this game to bed.
Adam Brooks could have destroyed City here. His former employer. There's no way through for City. There's no way through. 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes we play. Wow.
Doesn't come back to haunt him.
Oh my days. City will be like, yeah, this is why we got rid of you, because you can't even take advantage of that. My guy with the bottle, you should see him, his mouth wide open. You know, the Arsenal bottle. You couldn't believe it. That would be a meme. The camera picked up on him as well. Oh man. Yeah, the fans, City fans, you can see in their eyes, man, they know they've lost this game. But still time. There's still time. Anything can happen in the next 5 minutes. There's still time.
Supporters, while the City fans are left shaking their heads, are up making plenty of noise. And
They're very quiet at that stadium. You don't just sing when you win in City. Come on.
What a story. Fully deserving of it. City in a way have been unlucky to catch Bournemouth in this frame of mind. Going for Europe. Last home match for their manager. Boy, have they been at it.
Bournemouth are winning all the second balls, man. Oh, every single one of them.
one or two European visitors will enjoy the beaches of Boscombe as well. Oh, now it's all got a bit unnecessary between Kluivert and Rodri here, and others.
What is Kluivert doing?
Intervene to make sure, or try and make sure that we don't end up light on numbers. Kluivert was called towards the referee and tried to escape justice, but both have been shown yellow cards, Rodri and Kluivert.
Yeah, I think that's about right. That's foul, and then Rodri brings Kluivert down. And I don't know if he kicks out there, Rodri, but yeah, I think a yellow card's the right one for both.
Penalty.
Oh, for coming together with Rodri before.
That's outside the box, bro. Right outside the box.
You'd just be glad it is outside the box.
Came up on his blind side and left his mark there, Justin Kluivert. Having given away the free kick, could there be punishment yet for Bournemouth?
Well, a goal there. It'll be another 3 minutes. Who knows?
Rish and Shirky in discussion. Does he feel it's gone already? With one of his key men here, energise Manchester City for the closing few minutes. It's Marmoush. It's against the wall. Foden misses his
Oh, Phil Foden, man.
Shirky goes down looking for another, and Bournemouth are aiming for a break. And it's Justin Kluivert with Trufair going on ahead of him, and Marmoush gets back to stop the Bournemouth break.
Foden, man. Foden, come on. Would he make it? Would he go to the World Cup? Would he take him?
Shirky. O'Reilly with a header on. Kusanov on to Haaland. Overhead kick clear. It's hit the post and Haaland.
Goal! Holland. 1-1. Wow, 1-1. It might just be too late.
Well, a couple of huge minutes coming up in the season.
Wow.
Manchester City's could have been a penalty there. Senesi's high boot. Haaland hasn't had much to go at. That's a fantastic finish.
1-1. 1-1. This season, man, has been a madness. It's been a madness, absolute madness.
Shiver down the spine of any Arsenal fan, because they'll know now that with their tails up, Manchester City have got something to go for. A draw in itself will not be enough.
Here we go.
Still, they have to go in search of another one. Yellow card brandished in the direction of Adrien Trufair, but Bournemouth breaking up play now will serve their purpose. But Manchester City are going to throw everything at this. Donnarumma was tempted to go forward. O'Reilly's up. Tavernier has to clear, and does. We are virtually at the 6-minute mark. How much time is left? Savinho has taken it away from Lewis Cook. There's a mass of players up there with him, and he's pulled it back, and Rodri had Shirky in his way. Cook.
Wow.
Bournemouth looking for a measure of calm.
What a poor pass that was. It was 3 against 2. They could have just kept it.
It's over.
Arsenal are champions of England for the first time in 22 years.
Arsenal wins the league.
Usurped by the apprentice as Mikel Arteta, having learned from the shoulder of Pep Guardiola when he was on the coaching staff at City, finally overtakes
Arsenal are the champions
Manchester City, devastated
with a game to spare.
as they see their title ambitions sink near the sands of Boscombe. And Pep Guardiola, anguished discussions, but look at the scenes at the Emirates, because they know now that they have finally done it. Not the invincibles of 2002, but the endurables of 2026, because they've ridden through some setbacks, including a defeat by Bournemouth. But it is a goal by a Bournemouth player, Junior Krupi, that ensures that without even playing tonight, Arsenal are Premier League champions. And as a former Arsenal player, Alan, what do you make of it?
Absolutely delighted. Huge congratulations to Mikel Arteta and champions. Manchester City did not have enough tonight, or as it turns out, during the season as a whole, but, well...
They fumbled the bag, man. Big time, Pep. Fumbled the bag.
To deny Pep Guardiola. But for Arsenal, well, brilliant season. Well done, and all eyes now for them on the Champions League final. Might it be a double?
Well, and let's not forget as well that Bournemouth are in European football next season, in the Europa League at least, possibly even the Champions League. What a send-off for that man, Andoni Iraola, in his last home game in charge, because they've really put the pressure on Liverpool now, and it promises to be a very nervous Anfield at the weekend, with Bournemouth, who play just a point behind them. But despite getting a draw here, with Haaland getting that late equaliser to Krupi's goal, it is not enough for Manchester City, who miss out. And after 3 years as runners-up, Arsenal have taken the final step and become champions.
Pep is not staying.
To find out if Pep Guardiola will give another Premier League campaign a go, but this one has got away from him, and it's congratulations to Arsenal.
So many players at City has underperformed this season, right?
So many stories to unpack here, the main one of which is that after 22 years and a couple of near misses, Arsenal are the Premier League champions. It looked as though that season may have turned when Manchester City were able to get the victory over them. Pep Guardiola's side had it in their hands, but they weren't able to capitalise, and this could be Pep Guardiola heading into his final game as Manchester City boss against Villa on the final day of the season. But that is when Arsenal will be heading away from the Emirates, where these pictures are coming from, and heading to Crystal Palace, where they will be presented with the Premier League trophy. For so many seasons, Jamie, they've been accused of not having the bottle to get over that final hurdle. This time around, they've been beaten by Manchester City. They wobbled with a couple of results around then, but they've recovered, they've come back. Years, Arsenal have their 4th Premier League trophy.
Absolutely, Kelly. I mean, they've certainly showed a lot of character, resilience. Hasn't always been pretty, but they've shown they're winners, they're champions, rightly so. Congratulations to Mikel, the team, the fans, the staff, all the people behind this.
Congratulations to VAR, PGMOL, Premier League.
They're champions, rightly so. Congratulations
Right.
to Mikel, the team, the fans, the staff, all the people behind the scenes. They've been the best side this year. You know, they have been the best side, and it's been really tough for them for the last few years. Pep, their nemesis, every single time. He's just found a way to pip them. This year, they found their way, and it's an amazing achievement. I'm pleased for the club, for Mikel, because as I say, it's been hard. He's took a lot of criticism. Can he get his team over the line?
And this is his childhood friend, Andoni Iraola, whose team
Listen, if he doesn't get a lovely crate of Rioja right now, I'll be amazed, Kelly. You know, it's big thank you to his mate.
Which ensures that they will be playing European football for the first time in their history, and ensures that his boyhood friend is going to be a Premier League champion, a Premier League winning manager at the expense of Manchester City. Bournemouth have certainly played their part today. They've had a fantastically successful season. We will talk more about them, but Micah, it's all about the title. At this stage of the season.
Yeah, they look deflated. I mean, going back to the
Oh, that's it. They gave it a go. But nothing feels like the City of 5 years ago or 10 years ago when Pep took over. They finally gave Arsenal this opportunity to win the league. I actually believe Pep is leaving City because of Arteta. Arteta was a mercenary when he joined City. He went there, he was set by the Premier League to go find out whatever those alleged
just couldn't get it over the line.
charges were, you know. And then Arteta then goes back to Arsenal and gave all his report to the Premier League. And he said, well, if you can guarantee me the title, I'll give you all the information.
To reflect on the game that we've seen here in the performance.
It's too much, man. Too much politics in football.
Especially coming in the wake of Pep Guardiola.
Too much politics in football. Anyway, next season, our season, we're gonna win it. We are winning the league next season. You know, Pep is gone, right? Carrick, other way. We don't care. We're winning the league.
Will that give it an extra sting?
It will do. In terms of their look at the whole thing. Actually, especially
it's the beginning of the end for City. Maresca, whatever he's gonna do, it's gonna be a different ball game to what Pep has done at City, to what he's achieved at City. And I just think that next season, then it's our turn to win the league, because the Premier League said every 6 years they'll hand it over to a new winner. The rotation. So United has been a while since we last won the league. So it's our turn next season to win it.
A really sad day for anyone connected with Man City Football Club. Pep's got a year left on his contract. You're thinking, can they take it to the last game of the season? And then you hear the news and you think, is it correct? Isn't it correct? And the fact that Man City have not come out and denied it, it's just a horrible day.
It's difficult, wasn't it? I totally. Never going to be
Michael looks disappointed. He looks shattered. Big Mix.
Because you never know what could happen.
Big Mix looks shattered. Anyway, next season we're winning the league.
But they weren't able to do
like
it.
you or not.
Michael's right. The weekend, the FA Cup on a Saturday.
But the guy won 2 trophies before, you know. It's not very often you get to do that and then walk away. I'll still say he's living on a high note, apart from not winning the league. He's won everything with City.
Here at the Vitality against Bournemouth, with a 4-point gap over their nearest rivals, are Premier League champions after 22 years. This is their...
Arsenal won the league with a game in hand. 82 points. Not even 90. They won it with 82 points. Wow. So, if they can win with 82 points, it should be easier next season for us to win it. Without Pep. Because I think Carrick could still beat Arteta next season. Carrick could do the double on Arteta. On Arsenal next season. Carrick could do the double. Without Pep, it's open season. Anyone can win the league next season, but especially United. If they sign proper players for Carrick, I don't see any reason why. Arsenal are the champions. Blood clot champions. Congratulations to Arsenal. But wow. We hate watch for so long, so many games, over and over, so many streams. Just constantly hate watching on Arsenal. But it wasn't meant to be, right? Or it was meant to be for them. Shout out to Declan Rice. He did say it's not over when they lost that game. At one point, he turned around to his teammate. It's not over. And he was right. And now he's a Premier League winner. He's a Premier League champion. That's mad. Arteta, after 6 years, after 5 years, finally won a trophy of his own. Fair play to the Arsenal board as well for giving him that time to do it. For giving him the time to do it. But Phil Foden shouldn't be going to the World Cup. His performance this season has been so out of place. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be anywhere near the England World Cup team, 26-man squad. I don't think he should anyway. But you never know. You never know. You just never know. What's in store? What a shame. What a shame. But like I said, fair play to Arsenal. They won it. They cheated their way all the way through to the league, to the final game. No red card. It's the only team. By the way, this is the first time it's ever happened. The only team to not receive a red card in the league. For 37 games, 8 games, they've not received a single red card. But I guarantee you now, next week, next game, Arsenal will get a red card. Just to balance the books. Just to balance the books. The FA will tell them. PGMOL will tell them. VAR will tell them. Make sure somebody gets in. Because the scrutiny will continue. They should have had at least 3 red cards Arsenal this season. But they escaped every single one of those red cards. Every single one of them. Gabriel should have had 2 red cards in his name. One against City and the other one. But nope, no card, no red card. So what more can you say? You know, when we say City bought the league for so many years, Arsenal literally bought this league. They pay for it. They pay VAR. Whoever created VAR or PGMOL is based somewhere in the Middle East. Somebody in the Middle East created PGMOL, VAR, that team. And that team has got shares in the Arsenal Football Club. They must have shares. And they're rewarding Arsenal for what they did to Ozil. Get rid of Ozil. Somebody that was against the establishment. You know, somebody that stood up for something. That's why they got rid of him. And now they're rewarding Arsenal for that. And Arteta is part of that group of people. And Arteta went to City, got all the information he needs for the FA, passed the information to them. The charges, now that Pep is leaving, we are going to see the punishment for City. Because they're going to go after City. The FA are going to go after City. I think out of respect for Pep, that's why we've still not seen any punishment for City. Or Pep trying to expose them as well. But now he's leaving. I can tell you now, we are going to see the result of the 115 charges coming up very soon. They will go after it. They will go after City. They'll try and destroy City. They will try and destroy City. The FA. Arteta was a mercenary when he went to City. He never went to City to learn skill, anything from Pep. He never went there for that. He went there to get some information, some inside information about those charges. And the FA has got... Arteta is a snitch. It's a CI. It's a CI for the FA. Absolute CI. And look at what he did as well. He went and got former United defender, right? To be his assistant. Right? He knows what he's doing. So he's got the info on United. He got the info on City. He got the info on Liverpool. And he's using all of that against them. So Arsenal are your winners. They are your winners. Arsenal. Let me see what I can add on there, just to confirm it.
into the game. Erling.
Haaland did score his goal, but it was too late. Krupi is going to end up at Barcelona. Krupi, he looks like a Barca player. But if Pep was still here, Pep would have signed him.
Pep Guardiola's final season in charge of Manchester.
Phil Foden was a letdown, absolute letdown this season. Yeah, let's see it now.
To the Emirates in that long-awaited.
Yo, the Emirate is packed. It's full outside the Emirate.
Gold at the top of the table.
They are outside. Arsenal are outside. They are outside. 82 points. Bournemouth, by the way, they're 1 point behind Liverpool.
Chelsea.
Chelsea are still playing? Yeah, they are still playing.
Yet to be decided.
Tottenham are still losing.
Enzo put them in. It is now 2-0 to Chelsea.
2-0 to Chelsea. 2-0 to Chelsea. I mean, we could still see.
But it's between them and West Ham on the final day of
Oh,
the season. Spurs will be at home to
what a
Everton.
goal.
West Ham at home.
What a goal, what a goal. I mean, they've got a new manager coming in, so everyone wants to show off now. Spurs, if they get relegated, that would be terrible.
Realistically, would be enough to keep them in the Premier League. A win, if they could really turn it around, would absolutely guarantee Premier League football.
Damn, Spurs could still go down. They could still go down, Spurs.
Lose and keep themselves in that relegation battle, but they've watched their own side win the Premier League. And Alan Smith, who won it twice for Arsenal, is with us here in the studio. Golden Boot winner both of those seasons. What does it mean to watch Arsenal do this after 22 years?
Yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it? In a way, it doesn't feel like it because the Arsene Wenger years still feel fairly close when they won it, but brilliant, fully deserved of it. Obviously, they've had their moments in the last few seasons where they've come second, but they've been, you know, you deserve to win it if you finish top. They've had the best defence, they haven't had the best attack. You'd probably say City have got the best attack, but as an overall unit, you know, Mikel Arteta's done brilliantly well. And yeah, really pleased for my old club.
Not quite the excitement of 89, but the players, the manager, they won't care less, will they?
No, I mean, in 91, we won it with one game to go, and then we played Man United. Actually, we had 2 games to go, so it's always nice. I was worried about that game at Crystal Palace. Everyone's saying, oh, you know, they've got a European final 3 days after. I thought, no, you don't need to be getting something from there, so pleased.
It's such an interesting season for Arsenal. They start off, everybody's got high hopes. They hope that they're going to be able to build on some close finishes in the past. And they had this reputation, I think probably undeserved because they never really had it in their hands before now. But they had this reputation of maybe bottling it at the difficult moments. Having lost to Manchester City and with City having it in their hands, does this feel like something that Arsenal have overcome, an extra hurdle that they've managed to come back from?
Yeah, they have, haven't they? I mean, there's been some painful moments to watch at times. I mean, I was at the Bournemouth game, actually, just watching, not working, the Bournemouth game at the Emirates when Arsenal was so poor. And at that stage, you thought, oh, no, they're going to mess it up again, you know. But, I mean, the Burnley game as well the other night, God, you're thinking... I mean, there's bound to be nerves after so many years. We had it, I mean, going back to 89, our last 2 home games, we lost to Derby at home, we drew with Wimbledon, last game of the season at home, and we've waved to the fans saying, oh, thanks, but we couldn't quite get over the line. Then we went up to Liverpool. But you're going to have nervy moments when you haven't won it for that long, and they have had them. But, you know, hopefully now, moving forward, they can play with freedom, add to the squad, Champions League final coming up. Who knows now? That feels a bit easier now, doesn't it? Not easier against PSG.
It's been a more relaxed competition for Arsenal this season, strangely, because for many players it is the absolute pinnacle. But the pressure has been off in that
Yeah, they've had some really good performances, haven't they? Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, you know, really scored goals, opened up. And so that's going to be mouth-watering. But
it's a free hit, isn't it?
It's a free hit. But this season,
Did you believe that they could do it when they lost to Man City at the Etihad?
I always thought it would be close because it wasn't a bad performance, Michael, was it, at City? And they came out and they gave it a good shot. But they've got this great ability to keep a clean sheet and nick a goal. Bit of the old 1-0 to the Arsenal coming back, but he's a fine coach. Sometimes you want him to just be a bit more expansive, but it's a means to an end. You know, it's done the trick.
On Arteta, there were maybe not questions being asked of him, but there certainly would have been if they hadn't got over the line this season. But he's been adamant, and the word from the club has been that he's been building. Each season has been an improvement on the one before. And that this was coming at some stage. Did you feel that? Did you feel that confidence, and did you see that progress under Arteta?
Yeah, I did. It was just whether they could hold the nerve when City are breathing down their necks, you know, and whether they would, you know, crumble and not perform. So they have been getting better. You know, they added to the squad last summer. Gyökeres has scored his goals. He probably hasn't convinced fully as an Arsenal centre-forward, but he's notched some important ones. We've spoken about the depth of squad all season, you know, and they have had injuries. They've been able to fill in for those injuries. And that squad strength, I think, has really helped them and maybe got them over the line.
Obviously, they're going to want to celebrate this Premier League title. They've got the game coming up at the weekend. They'll be able to celebrate at Crystal Palace. I'm sure they'll have the opportunity to celebrate with their own fans as well. But as you said, there is potentially another piece of silverware for Arsenal. They could be winning the Champions League come the end of the season. If they do that, this would be an extraordinarily successful season. Ian Wright was saying that he feels that this could be one of the greatest Arsenal sides if they manage to win both those trophies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on performance and, you know, trophies alone, Arsenal have never done it. Never won the European Cup / Champions League. So to win the league and that double would be unprecedented. You know, it was interesting watching Monday Night Football and Patrick Vieira and Jamie talking about which players would go into the Invincibles. And there are a few that would go in, you know, 1 or 2 defenders, the keeper. Obviously, Henry and Bergkamp aren't going to get replaced. But they're not as good as that team, I don't think, as a whole. But certainly in terms of being able to keep those clean sheets, they're in a great position now going forward. They really are, and you'd love to see them add some more quality in the forward positions. I think that's where they need to do it. They've got great cover in defence, maybe another midfielder, but they should have the money to do it as well. So all eyes on Arsenal now.
Yeah, and like you said, they just need to be the best team in the Premier League over the course of 38 games, and that is why they're champions. Alan, thank you very much for coming on to talk to us.
Yeah, I've got we just come and get a little cameo.
Well, I'm expensive, you know.
He's a striker. He comes in, scores the goal, leaves.
He's a finisher.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Alan, thanks so much for coming in. Really good to talk to you. Congratulations to Arsenal. Let's take a look at the table again, because Arsenal then 4 points clear of Manchester City. It is an insurmountable gap now on the last day of the season. And when that last day of the season comes, Manchester City are going to be at home to Aston Villa. But will that be Pep Guardiola's farewell? The Manchester City boss is with David Craig.
Pep, you said it would be a tough night coming here. What are your reflections on that 90-plus minutes this evening?
Yeah, tough game. I knew it. We miss a little bit of energy. That is normal. They have 12 days to prepare that game as a team. Like they play this energy, and the players up front, they have this, you know, energy that they had. But we have for 3 days of travels, and we miss a lot. It was really good. We miss a little bit. Second, we start really good with the chance for Nico, the action for the offside for Merling, that they should review how quick the linesman did the job, like normally allowed to finish the action and see what happened. And after, substitution didn't make the impact that we needed, and they had chances, to be honest. And at the end, we found a goal, but too late, and and yeah.
You've been involved in an epic battle with Arsenal for the title. You've also been involved in the FA Cup as well. This was your third game in 6 days. How big a toll does it take to try and keep those performances at that level to win the title as well?
Yeah, of course it's happened. So we could play maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, have a little bit more days, but yeah, it's what it is. So I doubt about the fresh legs, but always have the energy when the team where it is, and you put a lot of midfield players to have control, to don't make transition game like they are so really, really good. And after we missed a little bit the last moment, but the players gave everything and absolutely all the season fighting for, in difficult circumstances until the end. And we were close to arrive at the last moment. And just, of course, on behalf of all Man City, of my team, congratulate Arsenal, Mikel, staff, backroom staff, all the players, fans for this Premier League, and they deserve.
You paid those congratulations to Arsenal. You know Mikel very well. You know and remember, I'm sure, what it was like to win your first Premier League title. How special will it be for him, you knowing him as you do?
That's a question for him, but I'm pretty sure it will be special. Put a lot of effort, work, and I'm pretty sure. And yeah, congratulate him.
Pep, I hope you'll understand, before the game we said to you, out of absolute respect for you, your club and the team, that we wouldn't discuss what had gone on in the papers yesterday. But now the title is over. Everybody's had their share of the story. In reality, the only story that matters is yours and what words you have to say. Are you able to share what is the next chapter in your story in terms of your future with Manchester City with us?
I could say that I have 1 more year of contract, and with the conversations I had for many, many years, always, for my experience, when you announce, whatever you announce during the competition is a bad result. So, like you understand, the first person I have to talk is my chairman. And but because both we decide when finish the season, we will see it and we will talk. As simple as that. And after we will take the decision.
I appreciate that honesty there. So there is a decision to be made, even though at this moment you're suggesting you have...
Listen, I have 1 more year contract. It's different. I will not tell you here because I have to talk with my chairman, with my players, with my staff. Because when we play for the FA Cup, when we play before qualification of Champions League, we play for the Premier League. It's just one thing in my mind and focus is try to bring the team in the highest point. That's all we have done.
And you've spoken many times lately about how this team has energised you and you're excited. Will those thoughts play a big part in those discussions with the chairman when they happen in the next few days? Is there a decision in your mind that there's still things to stay here for and fight for and win titles as you've done in the past?
I'm the happiest man in the planet to be in this club. This club is just extraordinary. So just the moment, of course, the season is over for us. So we won't arrive in the last game with our fans, but I know they will come, because that's it, an intense season, really good in many, many moments, and that is what we have to do until the end.
Well, listen, we wish you well. We've all enjoyed you being here, and we look forward to seeing what that chapter is next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So here's what we got from that interview on Pep Guardiola's future, that there is a conversation to be had with the chairman. That is the person he will speak to first. He didn't say whether or not he's already had that conversation, but he said that needs to be had. He's got just over a year left on his contract, and that there is a decision to be made. Micah, if the decision is that he's going to be leaving City, would you hope that he would make that announcement, the club would make that announcement before that game against Aston Villa on Sunday?
Yeah, so he could have a proper send-off. But in terms of the interview there, you could see in his demeanour that he's leaving. I just the way he was answering the questions. So I've studied Pep for a while, and when he wants to stay, he would just say, "No, I'm staying." The fact that he's talking about he's going to have a conversation with the chairman, he's going to have a conversation with his family, says to me that he's leaving, and it's a sad day for the Premier League, for everyone connected to Manchester City, because he's been an absolute great. And to see his team go out, I don't want to even use the word whimper, but go out with normally City, the whole ethos of City is fight to the end. Yes, they had 3 games in 6 days, but they didn't fight to the end today. Yes, Haaland got his goal, but he was expecting a little bit more, especially with the players that they had on show tonight. And I just feel like the fans know as well, even with all the talk yesterday, today, it just feels like one of those moments where he's going to be leaving. And I'm absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted because what he's done for this club has been nothing short of sensational.
It's been 10 beautiful years, isn't it?
It has
10
been,
beautiful
yeah.
years, you know, in terms of like the marriage with the club, the manager, the way he walked in with the confidence. It's just been amazing to watch, and how many times he's built teams when you think, oh, they've gone over the edge, you'll find another way. And it hasn't been the season they wanted, because Manchester City are set up to win Champions Leagues and Premier League, but still won 2 trophies. Yeah. They've still won 2 trophies. The FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, it's still, you know, it's a great achievement in itself. Of course you want those big ones, but it's not to be this season. I have to agree with Micah. There's no smoke without fire. We know we've been in football an awful long time. And I do think he's been very transparent in the past. When there's been rumours about him, he would normally say, no, I'm staying. And there's too much talk about Enzo Maresca. There's just too much coming out of the rumour mill that is football. So I will be surprised if he stays now. Are we going to miss him? Absolutely. But who knows what he'll do next? And to be honest, he's had a long time, and it's intense. The fact that he's even stayed 10 years in this day and age in football, when managers, I think it's about a 2-year cycle, he's done 10 at the top. Tells you everything about his resilience and just brilliance, if you like. So what happens next, we will see. But I tend to agree with you.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day, isn't it?
But it's been a great day. But I think also now we've got to go, OK, celebrate what he's achieved, because he's dominated football for so long.
So 10 years, 20 major trophies. If we include Community Shields as major trophies, but there's a handful of those as well. But within that, there are the big ones. There are 6 Premier League trophies. There's a Champions League. He's the first manager in the English top division trophy history to win it 4 times in a row. He won a treble. He's managed the most games against Manchester City, which the longevity of it is an achievement in itself. And there has been consistent success throughout that. I think this is the first 2 seasons when he's been a manager where he hasn't won a trophy. He's usually, if he's missed one, he's won it the next season. Then they've come so close this time around. At the moment, it's only 4 points between themselves and Arsenal. They've run them all the way to the penultimate game of the season. Is there a case, and I appreciate we're taking someone like Sir Alex Ferguson into there, and it's difficult to compare managers of different eras. Is he in that bracket of the greatest ever Premier League managers? Is it fairer, do you think, to ask if he's the greatest manager of his generation?
Yeah, he's the greatest manager of his generation, without doubt. Yes. And I say that because of the way he plays football. And there's certain ways that you can win a football match. Arteta and Arsenal have done it a little bit more defensively, and good luck to them. But in terms of his 10-year tenure at Manchester City, if it's fullbacks inverted, if it's the false 9, if it's playing John Stones in the Champions League final in central midfield, he's just created a way to love the game and the game to be played in the right way.
He's changed football.
Correct.
I think the greatest accolade you can give him is he has changed football. When you watch grassroots now, you see people playing out from the back.
And it's one of his assistants who has won the Premier League title this season. There is a real changing of the guard and real joy at the Arsenal training ground, where the players gathered to watch the game together. Oh, wow. And this was the scene at the end. These are really special moments, Michael. When you're together with your teammates, you've put all that work in. You have ground out some of those results. You've pushed yourself to the absolute limits. You've been accused over previous seasons of bottling it. Correct. And then you get this moment.
Yeah, for Arsenal, it's absolutely outstanding. And, when they played Man City and lost, and everyone was talking about the bottle. And remember, we was on the show, and I said they've not bottled it, they've just opened up the door. And this time, they didn't even have to go to the final game of the season and win. Man City opened the door then for Arsenal. But for all that I've been through, I told you the story about when we was up against Manchester United at the time, Sir Alex Ferguson's great teams, and that belief, and can you get it over the line? They've got over the line, and they deserve 38 games in the Premier League. You deserve to win it. Yes, the football's not been pretty at times, we all know that. But to do that consistently over a season, you've got to take your hats off him. And especially when you're up against Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest of his generation as well. So congratulations.
And they flipped the pressure back onto Manchester City, so they've shown they've got unbelievable character. And I think to even level that, they've been bottlers. They haven't been. They were just against one of the most incredible teams in Manchester City that were just relentless. They just stretched them and they made them become better. And they've had to find a way. They've had to maybe get those marginal games that you need to do, set pieces, goalkeeper, everything that he's done, Mikel Arteta, to find a way to turn his team into title winners. And you have to credit the Cronkies as well, because they could have maybe just gone under the pressure at times of maybe feeling like it wasn't the right thing. Is he going to be the winner? He's proved tonight that Mikel Arteta is a winner.
Talk to me a little bit about those set pieces, because it's one thing to look at Arsenal's style of play from a neutral point of view and to maybe be critical of it at times as a little bit safe. It's another thing to be in the Emirates as an Arsenal fan, knowing that your team hasn't won it in 22 years and watching them get those wins, watching them get that 1-0, having those nervous moments, watching their team get over it and feeling the energy and the tension release in that stadium. It might not have been pretty, but it's been enjoyable for those Arsenal fans who are emotionally invested. And does anything else matter?
No, not really.
It doesn't have to be pretty, does he?
No, not really. I'd have loved to have won a few titles playing really ugly.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I know how they felt when they didn't win titles because of the pressure. And it's very easy because we all turn around and fans and ex-players maybe say, they couldn't handle it. The pressure was too much. They bottled it. But do you know what? Pressure does strange things to people. But this year, they managed to keep themselves together. And City just crumbled at the wrong time, and Arsenal took advantage of it. And I think you have to give them full credit. Mike knows you've won a title. You know how difficult that is to do.
Yeah, I think you got to give praise to Arteta, because when he was at Manchester City and under Pep, you play a certain way. Maresca's similar when he was under Pep. And for the first, I'd say 2 seasons under Arteta, they was playing attacking football, and they tried to play that way and they couldn't get over the line. So they had to change the way, and James is exactly right, the marginal games, whether that is set pieces, whether that's having the best defence in the league. David Raya saved them this season. He's my player of the year, because I think in the big moments, he stood out and can be counted for. But in terms of the manager, and yes, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at times, but you've got to find a way to win. And he's found a way to win. Maybe now he can take the handbrake off a little bit, because pressure, you said pressure, it does things to players and the manager. Now he can be maybe a bit more expansive. But he's gone over the line, and that is the most important thing.
No one's going to look back at this season a couple of years and go, Arsenal, they didn't play that well that year. There's no pitches on the scorecard. It doesn't matter. Yeah. They're winners. They're champions. You know, and that's how it works. You know, and I think that they've just got to enjoy it tonight. They're going to absolutely love it at Selhurst Park. I'm sure as many Arsenal fans will be trying to get tickets there, and they'll have obviously the parade. But now they've got an amazing chance to create history and go and win the Champions League off the back of it. I mean, how lucky are they right now? What a beautiful moment for the club.
What do you think that Mikel Arteta has learned from his time working with Pep Guardiola? And as Mike has said, there has been an evolution into his own style at Arsenal, remembering that this was his first proper job as a number one. So if we look at the evolution, but first look at the influence that Pep Guardiola had on Mikel Arteta.
If you didn't know, if someone said to you, Mikel Arteta's worked with a manager in the past, who do you think it's been? You'd edge more to Mourinho. You wouldn't have said Pep Guardiola, because they're totally different styles, you know, when you look at how they play. But that doesn't make it wrong, Kelly. There are people that sit at home that watch Manchester City and go, that bores me, that doesn't excite me. So you have to be very careful. And like Micah says, next year with Arsenal, now they've won one, why can't they? They've got young players coming. They've got Max Dowman, who's going to be a sensation for the next few years. Yeah. You know, Bukayo Saka, players like that. Lewis Skelly. And where he'll probably come back. You know, there's other young players in that academy that are going to get chances. So Gyökeres is divided opinion like no other. But he might have just been the difference. There's been a couple of really important goals that he scored that have helped get him across the line. Next year, he might be a better player than he has been this year. So, people will, because everyone wants to pick holes. That's what we do. We want to find ways to have a go at a club. They don't play exciting football. They're not expansive. The centre forward's not good. Or they rely on their defence. So what? Who cares? They are the title winners. That's all that matters. And you know what it's like, Michael, when the first time you won at City.
Well, you mentioned about the owners and keeping faith. I think that's the biggest thing, because a lot of clubs would have made the change. And it's
Is it because they saw progress? That was maybe not necessarily
blindingly obvious, but that they could see what was happening behind the scenes.
Maybe, yeah, but I think if Arsenal would have come second this season, I think it would have been different. I think because of the fact that you can only trust someone so much for what they're giving you. But then the question would have been, Kelly, can he get over the line?
Yeah.
He's now shown that he can get over the line. No matter what anyone says to him, he's done his job. Yes, up until this point, I believe he's only won the FA Cup, but that was sort of, it wasn't
like
the
a half
team
season,
that he
season,
built,
wasn't it?
was it?
Yeah.
So now he has built a Premier League winning team and in the Champions League final. What more do you want for your manager? To Jamie's point, it was perfect, and you've got to give the owners credit for that, giving him the time.
And also now, I don't know how you feel about this, Micah. The PSG game is set up perfectly for them. Now, nobody thinks, but people do think they can win it, obviously, but they'll be the big favourites, PSG. They're a beautiful side to watch. Arsenal know how to win games. They know how to defend. They know how to win an important moment. There's no reason why they can't do an unprecedented double and create history for themselves, because the pressure is right off them. Whether they play in that way remains to be seen. But they've got a great opportunity right now, and they're going to feel like one thing you want to do now is just be in that room with those players. Can you imagine how you've been there, you know how they feel.
Well, I was having a few drinks that day.
and then the tiredness kicked in at some stage. But they'll be celebrating for now, and we saw how much those Arsenal players are enjoying it. And there could yet be more celebrations still to come. No relief for Spurs this evening. There are 2 minutes of 7 added on.
Still 2-0.
2-1.
2-1.
It's 2-1. Wow. Richarlison has got Spurs back in it. Now, with 2 minutes of the 7 added still to go, if Spurs get another goal in this game, they will be all but safe because of their much superior goal difference compared to West Ham.
We've just lost every viewer except for our
It's looking a little bit late in the day for them to...
Let me watch this Spurs game quick. But Arsenal are the champions anyway. So that's done with. But let's see what Spurs are saying. Come on. Chelsea Spurs. There you go.
And that is where Tottenham stand. 2 points above the line, 1 game to play. West Ham still alive.
They get points this one.
And 20 seconds still to play here.
Why is Van de Ven and Dan so strong?
Tottenham have to launch it. Van de Ven. Maddison away from Caicedo. Pedro Porro. Matisse Tal has found Sanchez, and that will wrap it up.
Yeah, that was the real opportunity, wasn't it? And Tal, for tonight, has certainly looked the best, the most promising player for Spurs, but he's just lacking at that final moment. That's really poor, especially from him, because he has shown real quality at times the last few weeks.
Chelsea torment Tottenham again, and Spurs must suffer till the final day. And West Ham are clinging on in there, and James Maddison is personifying the fury, the depth of feeling, the hurt, the anger of all folk Tottenham. It goes to the last day, courtesy.
Why are they complaining to the ref? You've had 90 plus 7 minutes. 90 plus 7 minutes. But yeah, City, that's where it ends, man. It ends there. They go again next season and see if they can do what Pep normally. I mean, he's definitely leaving, innit, Pep? Even though he said he's got another year. They might convince him to stay. Would he stay? Would he go? Only time will tell. Wow.
It is Bournemouth 1, City 0. And let's go back to the studio with Izzy, Laura and Kel.
Welcome back to Match Day Live. It's half-time at the Vitality Stadium. It's Bournemouth 1, Man.
Bernardo Silva, I'm sure, is leading the charge in there. Guys, that wasn't where we were at. We're in a tight race. Let's go and sort it out. But Bournemouth are a good side. We have to be really wary of that.
Wary of that, Laura. And I also felt in that first half, one positive was Mark Gahey. He looked really, really strong, and obviously I think was a real force at the back. So he can help keep us solid defensively.
Yeah, he was really smelling the danger, and being that last line of defence, I think he's just such an asset to have at the back. He just feels things and always ends up being in the right position. And
damn, social media's gone nuts, you know. X has gone crazy. Arsenal fans have taken over. They're outside. Arsenal fans are outside, bro. They are giving us stick right now. Oh my days, look at this guy. Look at these guys, man. Bournemouth already they've already got a thumbnail for the European qualification. So I think they've qualified for European football as well. But one thing as well that's just popped up tonight, right? Roy Keane having a go at Bruno Fernandes for breaking the record. These ex-players, United ex-players, they're so embarrassing to watch, to listen to. That's why I don't even listen to any of their podcasts. Right? He absolutely misquoted what Bruno said. And he's trying to create a narrative on Bruno. Roy Keane is so shameless. It's so embarrassing, man. Like, I can't tell you how much I hate listening to the guy. Yeah, he was on the pitch. He was phenomenal. He was the man on the pitch. But away from the pitch, outside of, the game, sitting there in the studio, looking for clickbait. He needs to take a day off, man. He chats so much shit. Like, how are you gonna have a go at Bruno? The only man that gives 110% every single game. How are you trying to create a narrative on that? You're not gonna let the fans turn on Bruno, man. You're not gonna do that. That's one thing you're not gonna do. Unsubscribe from that channel. And Ian Wright, I think, set him straight. Ian Wright was like, nah, you can't be talking like that about Bruno. Oh, Pep. I don't think Bruno Fernandes will let red comments get to him at all. I don't think so. Bruno is too big. He's too big for that. They said so many things about Bruno in the past, Roy Keane. They said so many things about Bruno in the past, right? And I just expect Bruno to do the same. Just ignore him. Because ignoring him showing a lack of respect as well. That will feel disrespected. Don't even have a chat with him. Don't pull up on a chair on a sofa and try and convince him that you Bruno. I'll be like, fuck you, Roy Keane. Right? It's embarrassing. Oh, what did I say? Look at these headlines. I just came out of the BBC. Could history be rewritten? Guardiola, Man City, and the 115 charges. So they're going to go after City, man. These people are going to go after City. They might force the Saudis to sell this club. They might force them to sell this club. So you know who? They might force these people to sell this club. I'm not even joking. Bruno. He just won the FWA. He just received his award. Damn. I'm just looking at X-Men. I'm looking at what the comments are saying on social media. Arsenal fans. Can't stand these people, man. Anyway, I've got something coming up tomorrow. A video of my 26-man squad for England. Damn. Social media is going crazy.
Season to this one. Having said that, what's caused the problems? Are there longer term problems that have caused Spurs malaise this time around?
Absolutely, Kelly. I mean, I don't know how long we got, but it's been
a good 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We're good.
It's been.
Is that what's sponsored?
And what's happened, Kelly?
Other watches are available.
I think what's compounded it is what you've seen tonight. You've seen a really well-run club in Arsenal winning the title, setting out to become the champion, finding ways, buying the best players, not going into the market thinking, oh, actually, he'll do all right, can make a jigsaw puzzle here, maybe he'll be okay, or how much is he going to cost? Well, you look at the Cronkies, they've gone, right, we need to achieve something here. Get Declan Rice. We need a centre forward. Regardless of how well he's done, we go Gyökeres. Tottenham, on the other hand, have tried to do it in such a different way, and you get what you deserve in football. Last year wasn't a coincidence. And what Ange has actually done, and we give him a lot of criticism, was a miracle, really. He's ended up winning the trophy. But they are sleepwalking, I said it earlier season, to relegation. The only thing that saved them is they've had a couple of good results. Well, I say good, they beat Wolves and they beat Aston Villa, who had 7 players out at the time. Now, they've got to find a way to win a game at home. When their home form has been so bad this season, it's been horrendous all year. They've not had any quality, no character to win a football match. Now they've got to find a way to beat Everton. And David Moyes will be fuming after the weekend, and he'll be going there thinking, we've got to get something out of this game. I'd rather be playing Leeds at home than I would Everton. I feel really sorry for the fans because they don't deserve what they've had to put up with, what's been served this season. It's been absolutely diabolical. And if they do get relegated, it's nothing more than they deserve because they've been awful all season. You know, you can blame... Too many people blame Thomas Frank. It's not right to blame Thomas Frank. It's not right to blame Igor Tudor. The people that employed them are the people you should be looking at because it hasn't worked. So let's not be saying, you know, even he's come in and he's done okay. De Zerbi had a couple of decent results, but he's gone to Chelsea and they've got chinned. They've had other games when it's not been great. But no, not good enough. And I think, do I think they're still stacked by the skin of their teeth? Because I think there's a chance they can maybe draw the weekend. Can they win? I don't think this takes.
They've not won at home since December.
But even before that, Kel, I think they've probably won two games at home this season. They've got the best away record. If they were going away to get to Everton, I think maybe got more chance. But they might somehow get a draw and just escape from their skin of their teeth. Can you imagine North London, if Arsenal win the title and Tottenham go down, how that will feel to the Tottenham fans? And they don't deserve that.
So what needs to change, Jamie? What would you change?
Well, I think there's so many... I think that the owners really probably looking at it now thinking, we haven't got this right. You know, they spent a lot of money and there are rumours that they'd like to sell if they could. And if they were to do that, because everything is in place. It's got an incredible fan base. It's got an amazing stadium, amazing training ground. But if you haven't got the players to fill that, and I said it last year, Tottenham has become a brilliant entertainment business. They get the best American football. They get Beyonce there. But this is the only club that does that. And people will say, well, that's great business. And everyone kept telling me how well they run the club. But it's a football club. And in England, we do football. We don't do the American-style entertainment. So if you're going to get invested into a football club, you've got to run it the right way. I don't see Arsenal having, you know, too many games or doing too many things like that and setting their...
Other clubs do have gigs at their
but not
stadium.
to the extent what Tottenham do. They're a business and a football club. I don't look at them and think you're a serious football club right now. And that's what they've got. That's how I see it. And I played there. I know I was in the dressing rooms and I saw and I felt when I was there, how do I put this? I felt that there was a lack of ambition at that club. And it hasn't changed. I've seen it. And people say, well, they've come close at times. But when they've ever got really close, they never really went for it. So they're getting what they deserve. And people say, well, you always have a gut. No, I don't. I'm just saying it as it is. The only thing that surprised me is how long it's taken to get to this position they're in right now. But I still think they'll stay up, Kel.
Defeat for Chelsea this evening means that it will go down to the wire for both Spurs and West Ham. You'll be able to follow that all on Sky Sports across the weekend. Well, one club who are definitely getting the big decisions right and got one of the biggest correct when they appointed Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth. And the Bournemouth boss has taken charge of his last game at the Vitality Stadium. Here he is with David Craig.
Andoni, many congratulations. Wow. How do you sum up that moment? You've led this club into Europe for the very first time and potentially, not just Europe, potentially still the Champions League.
Yeah, amazing night. If you probably imagine it at the beginning of the season, you don't imagine it like this. No, has been so nice. I think we have already the Europa League. We have even a chance to fight for the Champions League until the last game. But I think we really deserve this for all the season, for the past season, where I think we deserved the same, and especially for the game today, we played so well. We haven't won the game, but at the end it doesn't matter.
We spoke about emotion before the game, and this must have felt very surreal for you. You've been very honest and transparent that you're moving on. What were the emotions that you've gone through out there tonight in your last home game?
I've enjoyed it so much. It's true that you are winning 1-0 and City's gonna push you, but I was enjoying so much how we were playing, the personality. I think, okay, we had great chances to score the second one. We didn't. 1-1. Okay, it's enough for us. We wanted to win even the game, but I've enjoyed the 3 seasons, and even today has been like a very good reflection of how this experience has been, and I'm very happy for the club, for the players, for the supporters, for everyone, for the staff, because I think it's the best way, no, in to finish with something that you can touch, that we will enjoy next season, and I cannot ask for a lot more, no.
And how extra special was it you've achieved it with a draw against one of the best sides in Europe, but potentially managed by, I think, who most people would consider the best manager in the world? What does that mean? And also a fellow countryman of yours.
Yes, I think it's even more significant. You know, Pep is the top of the top.
has won everything. And I think it was a difficult game for them because playing 3 days ago with also the tension of a final that is not just if you run or you don't run, it's about the tension of a final that always for the muscles is difficult, and I think we made them play a difficult game. I think they were obviously tired, but they have this level, this quality we could see at the end, no? Incredible finish. And yes, it makes it even more nice, no? Because when you play like this against an opposition that is so good, I think it's even more enjoyable.
Your captain, Marcus Tavernier, has been in and he spoke very glowingly about you, not just personally, but from the rest of the group. But what would you like to say about this group of players that have taken you on this journey?
I think it's a special group of players. I think we haven't lost a game in the second half of against any team. We have Forest to finish all the 19 games, no? And this means that they are consistent. They are always there in the good games, in the bad games. I think especially, the bond you make with the ones that have been 3 years with us, the ones that arrived. We arrived to their team and they've seen all the process, and I think now to enjoy it with these players for me is really special.
And very finally, as I said, you've been very honest about your future. We know the new coach is coming in, but we don't know what's happening to you. You've enjoyed this love affair for 3 years with the Premier League. Would you love to stay here, or where are you going? What's your heart and your head telling you?
Right now, there is nothing about my future in my head. No, I want to celebrate this, even push it even more. No, we have Europa League. Let's try to maximize our options. No, it's going to be difficult, I know, but we will be there. No, to try to do what we can to take the last Champions League spot, and let's see after this.
We haven't seen the last of you, though, have we?
No, I think I still don't know where I will go, but I said it before. I'm in no rush. Now I have to finish well this season. Let's finish it on a very high. It's going to be difficult higher than today, but after the Forest game, we will start to think.
Well, Andoni, we've all enjoyed working with you. We wish you and your family all the best, and have a very good end to the season.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
One more game to go then for Andoni Iraola as Bournemouth boss, and he's made sure to...
Well, guys, thank you for watching. We've all... Thanks for sticking with us throughout the ride, throughout the season. We really did not want to see us now win the league, but they've done it, and Pep might be leaving the league as well. But Ivor is not confirmed anything tonight. He said he's going to speak to the chairman, but we all know it's the end, man. Maresca is waiting. Or Areola could do a better job than Maresca, I believe. So could it be Areola going to City after tonight, or will he be going to Liverpool? If he drops Liverpool down to the Europa League position and they climb up to the Champions League spot,
is nothing short of sensational. In the summer, they lost Kirkes, Sabani, Howson, Semenyo in January, and they've got better. That's impossible. That doesn't happen. No other manager will be able to deal with that situation. Never complains, never explains, just goes, right, this is how we're going to play. We're going to play on the front foot. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be fast. They're a joy to watch. Every Bournemouth fan that comes here, and, we're here today, Mike, and I've watched so many Bournemouth games this season. They are a joy. And the manager, I don't know what he does next, because there's lots of talk. There's talk about Crystal Palace. I've heard Liverpool. I've heard everything. And I'm not going to come out with any breaking news because that didn't work very well with Semenyo earlier this season. I don't know where he ends up. But wherever he ends up, he is going to be remembered as an absolute great here. A truly very special man that's done with no fuss an amazing job. And a joy to watch the team. We talk about how teams play. They're a representation of you as a person, I think, as you're a manager. And I see a team that's full of energy. I've seen Alex Scott. True fair today. How good was he? They lost Kirkes, but he was amazing, Michael, wasn't he?
Absolutely outstanding. Down that left-hand side in terms of going forward and his cutbacks, his energy to get back, the willingness to get back as well.
And replaced Kirkes, who went to Liverpool. You said what was seen as Well, Bournemouth are losing a lot of their senior players. Truffaire's come in, Junior Krupi has come to the fore, and they were instrumental in this victory.
Well, you wanted to talk about the game half time, didn't you, Jamie?
Yeah, this is Man City, what we're seeing here. Look, popping it around, moving it quickly. Scott looks like Bernardo Silva. David Silva almost like just playing. But I'm going to get stick for saying that. But just brilliant. Great piece of play by Truffert. The first touch is wonderful because he gets it exactly where you want. People won't understand how difficult, not difficult, but how perfect this has to be. Just that soft touch, then he opens up his body. And I've said it before, it reminds me so much of Jermaine Defoe, because Jermaine was an incredible fisher. Ian Wright, beautiful finishers that could do that kind of thing and make it look so effortless. Because you see, that first touch is perfect now. He uses cushion off and just bends that right into the corner, gives the keeper no chance. Absolutely brilliant piece of play, Michael, isn't it?
They're just a joy to watch.
You've got that in the bag, yeah.
No, definitely not like that.
Not nowadays, but you used to.
Maybe, but I was used to.
They were going to play 6 minutes of added time at the end of this game, 7 minutes of added time at the end of this game. And when Erling Haaland got that goal on 90+5, was the name Aguero running through your head, Micah?
It was. I mean, Rodri hits the post, and then Haaland, he just needed to score a little bit earlier. I mean, they was throwing everything in at this point, made loads of subs, did Pep, and then you're just thinking, is there a moment? Can he get it? This was the moment. And then you're thinking 3 more minutes. Can Man City get another? It wasn't meant to be, like Jamie said, because Bournemouth was so good today.
Yeah, and he was kept Senesi there. That could have been a penalty. We saw one a few days ago, didn't we, with Tell. So, yeah, and once they had that, we thought a couple of minutes, anything is still possible. And a couple of free kicks, they could have put the ball into the box. Didn't quite have that moment, did they?
But why are you speaking so glowingly about Bournemouth?
I love them.
Is it because they wear sandbags?
What's wrong with you? It's not my fault they're the best.
I just feel like
it's not my fault they're the best dressed team. What are you talking about, Micah? Like, come on, give me a break.
Listen, between your watch and your coat, we're not getting up there.
I just want to know. I've got a Fraggle on. I'm absolutely sweating. This is very warm in here, Kelly. We need to open that door in a minute.
You've come dressed for winter. Listen.
I know. I should know, Kelly. I'm from this area.
It has been a momentous day for Arsenal in particular, because what that result meant, as much as Bournemouth qualifying for Europe is a huge achievement for them and for Andoni Iraola, as much as City not making
Anyway, let me bow out. Thank you for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for the subs. See you guys tomorrow. I think United, our last game is Sunday. Congratulations again to Arsenal for winning the league. Next season, we're coming to take what belongs to us. Good night. Good night. We are coming to take what belongs to us next season.